supply for these metals. Not that easy. Let me tell you why. So, for example, like gallium. Gallium is a mineral item in the world that does not have any concentration in form of mine. Okay, so where is gallium concentrated? It's concentrated in the disposed waste of the, let's say, the refinery for aluminum, steel, zinc, all these things. Okay, so in order to replicate China's production capacity in these things, you almost need to create highly pollutive aluminum refinery, all these things across the board. So China, I don't have a number with me. I don't know how many hundreds of millions of uh, tons of aluminum. Okay, but out of these waste, it extracts about 20
Yo,
tons
yo, yo.
of gallium every year. That represents about 99%
Why is it not
of
showing
the gallium supply. Now,
trading view?
without gallium, what's going to happen? You probably heard recently. You heard that F-35 was delivered with dumbbells put in the place where the
Why does it
needle is
lag?
supposed to be installed. So if China says, I don't want to give any galliums to unfriendly nations. So, for example, Iran is our friendly nation, but anybody who is going to trying to annihilate Iran, we don't supply any galliums. We don't supply other other rare materials. What's going to
I'm
happen?
not sure why it hasn't
Basically, your entire
caught the
military
window yet.
industrial complex in the United States had to come to a grinding halt. You cannot produce more tomahawks, or
Come
you have to
on.
produce a tomahawk or these aircrafts
What means so slow?
without any radar component in it. That's it. Or use something much older. So there's still many things China can do. Oh, okay. Okay, let
You
me
know
give
what?
you
I'll just
another
set up
example.
another.
We all use Zoom. Okay, Zoom is actually developed in
The
China.
way to refresh it.
The 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 founder of the Zoom is a Chinese American. The other thing is, for example, Iran's entire optical fiber network is built in China. So
It's not really,
with
no.
all
Let me
these
just get rid of
abilities
that then. So
to
delete
share
that and
their
then do a
know-how
new one.
with their
Window
brilliance,
capture.
they don't even need to go there.
Just,
They
yeah,
just
keep that
use
as
the
it
Zoom.
is.
They
Trading
can
view,
talk to each other. So all
automatic,
these things, China still has a unicorn
source,
in the sense
done.
it can do. So,
Oh, wait,
like I said,
no.
if
I
you think
need
about
to
China's
bring it
relationship
down
with
here
Iran, better
and
think
then
about it
lock it.
as like an
And there we go.
acceptable
Perfect.
range. Okay,
Just hope
there's an
that
upper limit China will
doesn't
not exceed,
mess up
but there's
now.
a lower limit China will not let it punch through. The lower limit is something like the Iran fell apart, was conquered, and then someone pro-Israel,
Right,
pro-United
let's
States
go then. I got
was
my
put in
personal
there,
account now
and
as
then
well. That's got
the
money in
situation is
there.
already set. Right?
So
The
let's kind of
reason
see what we could do
someone
in terms of trading
someone
today. Catch a
asks
trade, hopefully. It'd be
why
nice.
they want to attack Iran today, because that's a way to encircle China. To make it very clear. So therefore, anybody in the CCP decision-making body to allow Iran to fall without even China trying to help would be considered a traitor. However, not to the point to let, let's say, Iran completely come out as the biggest winner with China's help. So it works in, in the Middle East like the biggest hegemon. No, China didn't want that either. So somewhere in between, that's probably your range. I land here.
Very interesting. Thank you.
I think from here we're gonna have to go to Asia low.
By the way, Maze, Tommy Hawk is always going to stay with me.
Sounds kind of like a drink, fancy drink. it kind of reminded me of when girls are watching sports and someone kicks a
Brother,
field goal. Like, look, he kicked the ball into
brother,
the
I
touchdown
call it
zone.
the
So I don't know. It
sexy
kind of
tinned.
sounded something like that. But Mace, I do
The
have an
sexy
answer
tinned.
though to your question. What do we do to get them out of power in the next election? And I would say RICO case. Against Trump. For bombing, Iran, and that would involve all the people you just mentioned: JD Vance, Marco Rubio, and if you could make sure the people who were defendants in that get publicized, that could be a way to prevent them from running or at least stunt the momentum. So I don't know. That's just my idea.
Let's go
Sorry,
to.
I just
Yeah, go ahead,
had to
miss.
smack back in the chat real quick. The chat is fun. Don't get me started. I pulled up my sleeves. Let's go. Sorry, go ahead.
Don't mess with that chat, bro. They're brutal. They're brutal, but
It's only one of them. So I like everybody else. It's just one guy that is obsessed with whatever a mud shark is. I'm like, what is that? I had to look it up. Anyway,
Mud
who'd you
shark
say
is
was next?
somebody who is the product of a mixed. Well, is somebody who basically partakes in a
Effing black
romantic
guys. It's
relationship with someone who's not from their race. Okay, go.
effing black guys is what it means. Mud
Gotcha.
shark.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. I had to look it up, and then I told him that I saw a picture of his mama on there. I bet he didn't like that too much. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, let's go to Jing. Go ahead, Jing. Don't mess with my chat mates. They'll smash you. You don't
I'm
know.
sorry. Okay.
You're
Okay.
not ready for them. You're not ready for them. Look. They're already saying it. Tommy Hawk. Tommy Hawk. Like.
I'm pretty
There
sure that
is a
was a really good
game
comeback.
update on
They've
COD.
gone
You
off it
need
now.
to
Good
launch
job,
the game to
Mace.
They've gone
download
off it
it.
now.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Sully, I
To be
actually had
honest,
my hand
I
up
probably
since last
won't play today
Thursday,
because I
and
remember I
I
got
have it up just to make
a
sure
phone
that
call that I
you
need to
are
attend in it
recording. I don't think this space is closed
at
since then.
1 o'clock.
Like, this is
So
the world's longest space.
Yeah,
I
we go for
don't know
11
if we're
days. But
gonna
no,
get
I
time
can't
or
see your
not.
hand. I'll come. Is your hand up? I'll come to you next then. I didn't.
I'll do the update
Yeah,
now, though,
right. No,
innit?
I'm just kidding. I requested the mic is what I'm trying to say
Steam.
since like last
Ah,
Thursday.
okay. Well,
I swear I'm so tired, man.
Honestly.
Ramadan's cooked my sleeping pattern, I swear.
Not big enough to get on the space. Let's go.
Totally.
Let's go to. Oh, I forgot who was gonna go to now. Someone had the hand up, and I was gonna go to them, and I forgot who it was.
It's Jing. Go Jing.
Go ahead, Jing. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Was Jing. Yeah, go ahead, Jing.
So I just want to add to Sangar. There are few areas you probably want to see. Okay, if I'm going to look at what China is
How
going
do
to
you
do,
do
the first
updates?
is to take a look at
Okay,
the very
library,
subtle
Call of
relationship
Duty. It
between
doesn't show
China,
any updates
Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and India.
on the home page
China
of the
views
store,
India
the library
as
page of
its
Steam.
major threat. Why is that? Because between China and
No,
India,
launch
there's
the
one
game.
place, which is called
Oh, I'll
Tibet.
do all that stuff later
Tibet is
because
the
I haven't
hardest
even logged in or
viable
anything, so I don't want the audio to be bare loud and annoying.
So
It doesn't show on.
historically, China
Okay.
and India
It's an in-game update
alliance
then,
was
basically,
called
innit? Like when you're in the
GBPJP
game, then it
since
does
the
the update
Communist
or
China
whatever.
was formed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Tibet was part of China. Now, who is in India? Dalai Lama. So to China, if there's a revolt or some uprising or some problem on the Tibet, on in the southern, China views a big threat. So the way China wants to do is China as Pakistan as its perpetual ally. Now the relationship here becomes very subtle because Pakistan is also an ally to the United States. Okay, and China doesn't want to lose Pakistan. Also, Pakistan needs to form relationship with Saudi
Iraq
Arabia.
has
So
cut output
there's
by
a
about 2.9 million barrels
Ivan
per day.
Rayner subscribed to your channel. I
China to
appreciate
win
that.
so much
I didn't
that
get
they
the
can walk
update
all
on
over
YouTube, but
Saudi
I
Arabia.
appreciate that.
Saudi Arabia, there are many problems with Saudi Arabia.
If you're still here,
Have to make a moral judgment.
I'm gonna drop that
China has
underneath
moral
Asia
Money
judgment
low.
markets
as
pricing
a
60% chance
chain
of
event
ECB rate hike by
that is
July,
somehow causing
Sounds
Egypt
about right.
from
problems. The
80%
other
late
thing,
Monday.
Israel.
Still sounds about
Israel
right.
is a
Saudi,
very subtle
UAE,
subject.
Iraq, Kuwait cut oil output by as much as
Israel has done
6.7 million barrels
China
per day.
despises.
Cut
At
output
the
raw,
same time,
okay.
what is Israel? Israel is the best thief China can get to steal American technology. Israel has no loyalty whatsoever. Americans' best military technology with Israel. It's like a back door. China can always walk in. Okay, Israel has given more help to modernize China's military than even Russia in some ways. Okay, so and the other thing is having Israel there. Okay, China can guarantee it will never be the most heinous regime in the world, no matter how far it goes in human rights abuse. Okay.
Okay, UJ looks like it wants to go long.
Then China will look at the other thing you look at is the
We're at Frankfurt low
Traders
here. We've
add to
got
banking
Frankfurt
when
high
easing
up
bets
here.
and price 12 basis points of
So
cuts
without any
this year.
question, China's missile technology is very advanced. Okay, China can give Iran a little bit help, not necessarily to give all the technologies weapons. No, just maybe even.
But yeah, Sahad, I'll probably do it after in it because I got a phone call at 1 o'clock, and then I'll load the game and then I'll start downloading all the stuff, and then I'll do the thing that you were talking about. What were you talking about? The
You're
thing?
behind the markets. If you're
Russia could help Iranian ballistic missile, its accuracy measured as CEP, right? Something like a circular error probability went from a kilometer to 500 meters, which is nothing. It literally means almost like quadrupling the
At
effectiveness
3:45 a.m.
the
Eastern Time,
destruction
we get French trade
potential
balance.
of the Iranian
Prior minus
warheads.
4.84 billion.
China can even
French current
both
account.
China and
Prior
Russia
minus
can
0.6
easily
billion.
make it even better. Let's say 250. That's another 4 times rise. Every time you have the accuracy improve, double, your potency of
Why do you
missile
keep
destruction
changing your picture
goes
as
up
well, man?
4 times.
Sahad.
China can do that. China is the biggest supplier of the world.
I'm just sit on M1 for here, and then I'm just gonna actually, you know what? I
Both
haven't even
Russia
looked at price
and
action on
Ukraine
here, to be fair.
depends on China for their drones.
I just got a
Almost
massive
completely.
channel sort of
So
sat up
which
here.
country in the world knows how the drone war between Russia and China, between Russia and Ukraine is going on? China. And there's one particular city. It's a town. It's maybe a 6 million people metropolitan. That's the single biggest drone parts and also innovation place in the world.
Yeah, longs look good on UJ.
Knows DJI.
Longs look really good on UJ. GJ,
banning DJI. So right now you go to the Costco, you see its replacements. It's not DJI. Then you find out they're also made in China. China has almost a monopoly of the drone technology in the world.
UK rate futures point to a roughly 50% chance of 1/4 point Bank of England rate cut later this year.
In advanced, explosive
I
technology.
think we're gonna go bullish on GJ
So
also.
same weight of warheads.
Ivan Reina subscribe to channel. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And the animation was perfect. I need to adjust it just a tiny bit because I don't like when the writing lags behind the emoji, the animation. So I'll adjust that. But thank you for the subscriber. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat, man. Feel free to just drop questions and stuff.
I heard a lot talks about there's a
My stream isn't here to be super popular. It's more to provide value and stuff like that, which is why you don't get a lot of people here because they want to do gambling style of trading. Anyway,
cruiser frigates production capacity. What's the gap between China and the United States? I'm quoting the number.
Hard to read anything from here. It's very chip choppy around here. But then from here, build up, sweep, break structure, build up, pull back, break structure, build up, pull back, break structure, build up, pulling back.
Every year,
hopefully we're gonna go for the break structure to the upper side. Because now we got Frankfurt open left at the high. So this zone here, so I'm hoping that it would fail.
In the jet fighters, 5th generation stealth fighter. United States.
The hopes are there anyway.
F-35.
So let's go to M1 on the 1 minute chart and then keep an eye on that.
China has the
And then we'll just sit and wait and see where
multifunction fighter, which they call
price is gonna go from here.
Counter the F15. So what's the difference? So
And
right
then
now, what's
on
the
UG, I
difference?
suppose you can do a very
China
similar
has
thing.
built a market with
Let's look at any more levels price could come down to.
fifth generation stealth fighters.
We got one
US
level
right now
here.
produce over 1,000.
Then we
every
got
3
another
months.
level down
However,
here.
we gave that to many
These are
countries.
structurals.
Now, in terms of
Somewhat
the global
anyway.
weight, America is bigger. However, China's strategy is simple. They don't need to fight the any
Then
opponent
we've
in
got
Europe
this low
to
here also,
it
which
basically
might
means
roll over to about
what dominates
930,
the East Asia is
which is the
riding the
London
markets
low from the
all.
day before.
So all in a
And
sudden,
you have
the
somewhat
United
equal
States
lows sat there too,
deploys
so
so
that's
much
fine.
military firepower near China. No way. No way. So therefore, all the production capacity right now, the production capacity, fifth generation stealth fighter, China is rapidly catching up
Build up,
in
pull
terms of
back,
quality, everything. Production capacity,
break
China
structure,
builds a
build
fifth
up,
generation
pull back,
stealth
break
fighter
structure,
every 3 days. United States
build up, pull
every
back, break
1.5
structure,
years.
build up,
So there's a lot of
Bro,
pull back,
there's go ahead if you
break
finish, but
structure,
I was gonna say
build up,
I think the issue
pull
At
with
back, break
China is
structure.
not
The
3:45
sellers
p.m.
are still in the
Eastern Target
market
Brent
right
trade
now.
balance prior minus 4 spot
I think
84 billion
China
and
is
French current
susceptible
account
to
prior
making
minus 0.6 spot 6
errors
billion.
in tactical and
The
strategy
sellers are still
in
in this. I
government
don't want
policy.
to
Like we see what happened with COVID. They basically destroyed their economy, destroyed their country because they shut it
go
down
against
completely for
the
like 3, 4
sellers.
years. So
So
things like
we'll
that, I think, are
wait.
a bigger danger to China than a lot of the things people point to.
Sad, are you still here?
Okay, I got your point, but we need to look at two ways. Okay, the first is, for example,
Build up,
China's
pull back.
resilience
Massive channel
shocks
there.
many people. Okay, I'll give you one example.
Bro, what
China
did you
built
say?
the world's largest
I
aluminum
forgot.
heavy metal
I said
refinery.
I'll download it and do the
Mistake.
updates
It's a
after.
mistake. It's an oversupply, and it pollutes China to the point unbelievable. I can tell you, it's
And then
2015.
we
You go
got
back to that when you go back to China, it's dirty as hell. Okay,
NWS. What's
Communist government
NWS?
installed the devices to capture the waste, and then use the waste
No worries. Oh, okay, yeah.
rare
I'm
earth
too old.
minerals.
Yeah, but
So we
brother,
got channel there, pull back, break structure
having
went higher,
a positive
and then we had a channel
policy
here.
doesn't negate the negative ones. You see what I'm saying? Like
Probably
my
better
thing
on
is
the
that
M1 to be
that they have a
honest.
lot of like strategic errors, right? Having a totally separate thing that's like your example, cleaning the environment, that doesn't negate the fact that they shut down COVID for they shut down for COVID for 4 years.
So
Like
we are bullish
they
on
both
price action right
coexist.
now, but I like the idea of this channel being taken out,
Yeah,
and this whole channel being taken out
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
can I speak? Yeah.
yeah.
Is it okay if I speak without getting interrupted? Is that okay? If that bothers you, I can stop right here.
Tanima.
Yeah. So I'm not saying the mistake is negated. I'm saying China has the ability to reverse its terrible something that looks like a terrible policy mistake
So yeah,
into
basically
something
these
of
two
a
channels right
strategic
there.
advantage.
But where could it
China
reverse
did
from? And
this
that's gonna
with a
be
rare
that high there is what
mineral.
I'm predicting.
That's something
Hoping even.
you thought China made such a terrible
And then
policy,
GU is pretty much
turning the
exactly
entire
the
country
same.
into so polluted.
So how do you mad,
Many
for
have
shorting
cancer.
oil at
Yes,
that level?
they're
When was that?
getting cancers. However, because it's a communist authoritative regime,
When
it has to
did you
control the
short it?
society, the ability
Oh,
like you
so
cannot
sleepy.
imagine. Then
15
you
minutes
get the
ago.
right smart people in power and somehow
What
take
time
something
frame?
so messed up, quickly turn it around, and it becomes its definite advantage and with advantage. The other thing, okay, China right now, you only hear about China gets shut down, right? The economy is destroyed. Many people are jobless.
I'm 15, yeah.
Now let me ask you one thing. What if China can turn that into its strategic advantage? Something like this. So China gets into military contact.
Okay, so we're getting Asia midline bounce on GJ, which is interesting. I like the look of that. We're at 743. Have we got any news today?
So China came up with a
Have
military
we got
with
any
50
news
million
today?
very well equipped.
You know what I'm gonna do also? I'm gonna
capacity
look at
to
the
support
trade
the
copy on the
UK
personal
with
account
such
and
a
make sure
high
1 minute
it
unemployment.
remaining.
works.
China's industrial output is too huge. So there's no problem supporting such an army. Then China used such military to achieve its goals. Because if China took Taiwan, okay, the trade route, vital trade route to Japan.
Hey, I appreciate what you're saying. I do appreciate it, but I will say one thing. Are you from China? Do you know people from China? Are you what I'm asking is, and I'm not trying to be a smart ass or anything in between, but respectful. Sources from.
Okay, what do you think about
That
someone
was
who grew up in
abundance,
China,
so he
grew up in
probably
China,
was trying to be
to
a
a
smart
26
ass
year
because he
old
is a bit of an
educated
asshole.
elementary, middle school, the
Is
Okay,
college.
this
so
you? Is this you though?
Yes, that's me.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah,
Okay.
but
French
hold
All
on.
trade
right.
balance
When I said to
minus
you,
okay,
I said
let's
to
look
you,
at all of them.
exactly
Was
what
it
I
was
said
it
to you.
Brent
You
or
didn't even
crude?
react.
1.85 billion.
yeah,
In French
because
You know what
current
that
accounts,
means?
Sahad, was
2.1
it Brent or
billion,
crude?
2.1
exactly what that
billion.
means. That means your mom was done by some other man, and I laugh at you. Okay?
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah,
Ivy, what the hell?
Ivy, that's
It means,
banga about it. If you were swearing at him,
yeah,
no, it just
Ivy, you
means
getting dropped for that. That's banga
motherfucker. It
about it.
just means motherfucker.
yeah,
It just means
yeah.
motherfucker.
No,
Yeah, he's getting dropped.
it
That's
means
banga about it.
your mom was having a good time with someone, one of the
Yeah,
people,
I dropped him. That's la
creating,
banga about it.
making a child. Okay, so that's why
Wait,
that
whose mom's
number
having
is
a good
so low.
time?
Feel ashamed of you. Okay, so
His mom's
with
having
that
a
said,
good time.
with that said,
This is what
so
I don't like
anytime
listening
when
to the
you look
space
at
man. They
Chinese
talk so much bollocks, and he's like,
be very
bro, we
careful.
covered the news
Even
so
someone like
good,
me,
you know.
a smart
Bro,
ass,
we covered the news
we're
so good, you
25.
know.
Okay,
Bro, you
it's a
you
very
allow
unique
idiots
way
on
of
stage who have
organizing
no
society.
concept of anything and get
It's a
them yap
very
yap
brutal
like
side
Mr.
of brutal.
Abundance.
Okay, which I
Stupid.
don't like at all.
Sorry,
But at the same
I went
time,
on a
it's
tangent there.
also
My
amazing.
bad. My
Look at the
bad.
infrastructure built. Look at the way it does.
Okay,
Okay,
so
but
crude,
it's
yeah. I
famously,
see what you're doing here.
okay,
One second.
America have no idea yet. So therefore, China is
Allah
picking
Mubarak, I
sides.
got paid out before the
There's no
pound started to
question
rally,
about
bro. I
it.
got paid out a
That's
really good
supporting
time.
America's line, or that's his plan. When
Oh, I think I saved like
that's not gonna
£10
happen.
right now or
Not
something
really,
like that.
because
Yay,
there's so many
tenner.
people
That's a
behind China.
kebab.
I
That's
don't
a
like it.
kebab.
However, when it happens,
Um,
okay, trust me, someone like
so
you,
did you basically
with the
short off
thinking of
of this
China,
level here
even
then?
so someone like me, you cannot recognize. That's a very bad news for you. Okay, you're not prepared yet. Don't be
Was
stupid.
that what the idea was?
Okay, show some humbleness.
Appreciate that, Jing.
Okay,
Because that's about
Let's go to
80,
let's go
88
to
2
I want to go to Ant.
and
Guys, I keep
M15.
bringing people up and they keep dropping. I don't know the reason for it.
I think it's a Twitter. It's like it's buffles all the time, man.
Yeah, it's our X face is
Volume
being
profile.
hacked.
Yeah. So
Guys,
you seen volume
the
start to
truth.
step
That's
in on the
why we
short
gotta
side. You waited for
retweet
a
this
pullback
space.
and you
We gotta
stopped straight away,
reshare this
and then you
space.
step straight back in.
Let everyone know we're live because it's quite clear. I literally bought up 5 people.
Is
I
that
look
what it was?
back, I
Yeah.
look forward, and they're all gone. They're all dropped off the panel. People are getting thrown out of the space. This is why we're
Only
streaming on
see like
YouTube, so they're
yeah,
clicking
and
the
filling
link.
the 1 hour
People
close.
prefer
Yeah.
the YouTube, but the problem
I
is
think
with
it's good
YouTube,
to be honest, just because the volume
the volume
profile
goes
and
out after like a few hours
all
or
that
something.
stuff is
So
really, really good.
we're streaming on YouTube, so you can know about it. We're streaming
Can
on
I
If you
X,
had
so
that
you
on
can know
Forex, it'd be
about it. We're
much better
streaming
because
on
you're basically
everything, so you
seeing the
can know
order
about it. So
flow in
guys,
and the
retweet
orders
the
coming
space,
into the
reshare the
chart and
space,
stuff
let
like that.
everybody know we're live. In addition to that, we also,
It's
if you
gay
could
that
do me,
Forex doesn't have
yeah. In
that.
addition to that, what is it? Oh yeah, that's it. I did a video. I do a daily one like this, and I do one with Ryan. Although we kind of missed up on the time today, but we
Of
normally
the
do it,
paid live one.
which is
So
like a
you have to
daily
pay for them,
recap.
don't you? Because
So
you're like
actually,
level 1,
skip
level 2,
ahead.
level 3 and
Do
stuff like that,
follow the
don't you?
YouTube.
I think.
Do I should get Mace to say this actually. Mace, tell people to follow the YouTube. They listen to chicks because they're simps.
Yeah, guys,
Yeah,
you guys
level
need
2.
to follow the YouTube. Go to the
So how
chats
much?
and
So
type
how
that
does
in. I'll open up in
all
a
that
separate
work? Like, do you pay
window.
from the
You can
firm
go
itself,
through
or
and
do
like
you
all his
like
videos
pay
because
for it
everyone
through a
wants to be able to
separate company
support
or a
this,
separate
sitting here all
website
night
or what?
long listening and
Because
all
I'm still
day, I
new
think,
to
which
all
is
of that
beautiful. That's a
stuff.
great way to support, but getting this
I know about it,
information
but
out. I mean, when I say it's like life
not
or death
much.
for the whole world, because obviously the decisions being made here is impacting
I
everyone.
had a
It's
nice push up
rippling.
from there
So
on
show
GJ.
the support.
Would have been
I
nice
honest
if
to
it
God wouldn't
kind of
know
pulled up,
half the
did a
stuff.
drop
Not
back
even
down, and
I
then
wouldn't
allowed
even
me
say
to
a
kind
quarter
of
of the
take a
stuff
move. But
that I've learned.
nope.
I wouldn't know any of it
So
if it
we keep
wasn't
sitting and
for
waiting.
Solomon and Khaleesi and their spaces. And I mean
Oh, I
that.
hate
Like
that
the
Beatrix
impact that
woman. Guess me,
I
her voice
have
is
when I go
AIDS.
into other
It's
spaces and
literally
when I
AIDS
talk about it,
representation.
it's roots from here.
Whatever.
And so I think it's very important for everybody to show support and loyalty
Well,
just in this
I
time that we
never
have
ever
to
wanted
be
to
able to
kick
get
a
this
woman in the
information
face
out.
until
So
I come
go to
across her.
his space up there,
Legit,
like his
I want Israel to hit her hard.
and
Oof.
listen from there if you can, because I have it open on my laptop now. I'm reading the
Separate.
comments
I
and
paid
stuff.
Sierra
And
charts.
also
You
go
can use
through and
TradingView
let
one,
his
but it's
videos
not
play.
based on
I mean,
ticks.
it's great if you listen to them,
Ah.
but also just helping his algorithm and liking it and writing a comment in
So
there.
you
It
could
just takes a
basically
little bit of
buy the
time, not
volume
much.
profile and stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that.
have YouTube channel on that one, folks. The reason why Sully keeps saying that, repeating that, you're thinking, "Oh my God, he's repeating again."
This
And
guy's
what
annoying
Maze
as well.
just said, you would not believe if YouTube, the algorithms, the way it works on YouTube, you have to have the clicks, you have to have the likes, but also the playtime. And so just don't go up there. A lot, what's shocking to me is a lot don't even go in there and do it. I'm doing that now, by the way, as I speak, but they don't even go up there and do it. So he's not just talking on deaf ears. Please make that happen, folks. Thank you.
That guy's so annoying.
Appreciate it, guys. That's what I need.
I
You
don't
need
know
to
if
get the
it's me or
chicks to do
not,
it, bro.
but
To listen
wallahi,
to
I
this
get
shit.
triggered so
So
easy, bro, by
yeah,
like annoying
exactly.
people. Like so
I'm
easy,
at
I
a
get
check now. I've
triggered.
got like another 100 followers or something. Let me check. I know how it works. It works with the chicks.
That's the real reason you're doing all the streaming, is because you want
Exactly.
followers and stuff
Another
like
10
that.
more.
I
Solid.
could
Just want
stream
to
it as
share
well.
something about logistics.
We follow pretty much the
What's
same news outlets.
Logistic. Like yesterday after Simon, many people like asking about the logistic. What are the prices in the
You
region?
mean logistics?
Yeah.
Okay. Your accent's so
Logistic.
different. It's like a kind of. It's like a. Do you get it? It's like a mesh of
Yeah,
like.
I get it.
It's like a mesh of like so many different accents that like you have unique words.
Yeah, I grew up in like 9 countries. That's why.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, his
By the
accent's
way,
whack.
cheers
We
to
can
all
tell
of
he's
you.
Chinese though. 100% he's Asian.
Beatrix is
You
not
can
here.
tell.
Andrea, all of you. So yesterday after Simon, many people
Logistic.
asking the questions like how the logistics and the pricing.
That's something I'd expect from an Indian.
What we're seeing here
Brother,
is
you know what the
that,
logistic
if you
is?
want
Oh,
to send
brother,
any
I'm looking for
commodity,
logistic.
especially I'm specifically talking about FMCG, like anything that you find in the supermarket. Before the war, it used to be
That's such a
around
weird accent.
$700 on a vessel.
You know that
And
guy,
after the war, same price have
Andre
doubled.
Chimetri, whatever it is,
Just
Sahad.
wanted to say
He
that.
did a video on like
And
the
referring
best
to the oil and gas, you have to do it
futures
only with the
volume
vessel.
profile or
But when it goes
whatever
to other commodities, you could do it
indicators
on a
and stuff like
truck.
that. Did
But
you watch
before
it?
the war, even before the war, like
And the
in
reason I
normal
mention is because you're
situations,
into all
always
this stuff
double
in
the
it, so I
actual
think that'd be
price
good.
if you
Because
send
he's
it
legit,
by
I think he
vessel.
is, man. That
And right now, everything have
the
increased.
Italian guy, Andreas
However, this morning I was told that
something,
there
I
is a
don't know.
certain systematic bureaucracy that if you say that these products are made in Oman or is coming from Iran, which it's a very complicated bureaucracy. I still
Oh,
don't
he's
know
put his
it.
own company too. Oh God.
You could possibly send them to all
Why
the
do all of
GCC
them do
countries
that
as
gay
well
stuff, man? Why can't you make money from
by
trading
vessel.
alone? Like, are you
Just
not
wanted to let you
successful as
guys
a
know that.
trader? Like, I would never do stuff like that, bro. I think I'd only ever sell, of course, if people kept demanding it, but I do it against my, like, I do it because they keep asking. I won't do it because I'd be making money out of them, like, upselling my course. Yeah, I got a course for sale. Yeah, I got a course for sale. Yeah, I got a course for sale. Wouldn't be like
Your
that.
microphone is terrible. Can you, do you have a Bluetooth in?
And there'd be interview process and everything, because I don't want to waste my time.
Yes, I do. Yeah, 1 moment.
But these
Okay.
guys, because they're on a
And
different level,
a
man.
question for you, Sully, in the chat is why are all
All they
his
do is pure
diplomats,
marketing.
the US
Pure
diplomats
marketing.
leaving
Like
Saudi
100%.
Arabia and UAE. We can answer that after. Answer, you there? Let's do a mic check.
EUG is rallying,
Sorry, can you hear
DXY
me
is
now?
falling more.
So much better.
Yeah. All right. So basically, more than anything, I really wanted to talk about or discuss the real basics, like the real fundamentals, the really, really important bits. And the thing is, this whole conflict is existential for Iran. For the last 40 years or so, Israel has been trying to
What company is
destroy
he?
Iran.
What company
For
is he
Greater Israel to
promoting? Like, is it a
exist,
trading company? Yeah,
Iran has to be
like a
broken
trading
up.
course or something
And so
like
there
that,
is
or is he selling an
absolutely
indicator
no
or what?
way, no
Because
chance, zero
I started
chance
watching YouTubers on
that Iran
trading
can
like
stop
probably
at
about
this
6,
point in
8 months
time.
ago. Focus on myself in
It's
it.
got to go on and on and on until either it is destroyed or its enemies are destroyed. It's as simple as that. And so the idea that there's going to be some kind of negotiations at this point in time, and that the
Ah,
Strait of
okay,
Hormuz is
yeah.
going
So
to
yes,
be
how much
open
is it? Is it
because
expensive?
Iran
Yeah.
doesn't want to destroy the global economy, or because of what China says, or because of what Russia says, or because of what anyone says. The reality is that if Iran were to bring stop to what it's doing right now,
What was that bloop
you
sound?
can be 100% sure,
I've got no
everyone can be
idea.
100, even 1,000%
Oh wait, I
sure
forgot
that
to use the
come 1 year,
soundboard.
come
1
2
second.
years, come 5 years, come 10 years down the line, the whole thing will be repeating. And so that's the most important thing I really wanted to talk about, because a lot of people on here don't seem to understand what existential actually means. And to try and view this situation not from the perspective that we are in, like I'm sitting in a car, you're sitting on
It's monthly
sitting on
fee,
our
mother of
sofa, so
600.
to
Yeah,
speak,
scammer, bro.
not very detached
The thing is, you could get 10
whole
people doing
event. You have to
6K a month,
understand
yeah? Bro, you get 100 people doing
what it
60
place
grand a
yourself in
month.
the position
You
where
get
your
1,000
entire
people, bro,
race,
doing
your
600K
race, your country,
a month.
the person that you are is about to be destroyed or is in an
600K
existential
a
fight.
month.
And in that situation, you get
And these guys are
a
hardcore
very, very
scammers,
different
bro.
set of
If they're doing it for like
decision-making
50
protocols. That's basically what I
$50, yeah,
wanted to say,
alright, cool.
because
Like, they're not
a lot of
hardcore
people on here,
scammers.
they're
But when
looking
they're
at this
selling
from a
stuff for that
very
much money, it's clear,
detached
bro,
perspective.
that
They're
they're
looking
just
at it
trying
from
to
their
not
own
make money from
perspective,
trading and make
from their
money
own
from people
cultural
instead.
perspective. And it's
Proper
important to try
faggots, I
and place
swear
yourself
down.
into the position
Proper
of
faggots. Like, trading
Iran
don't work like that.
in an existential threat. That's
This,
really all I wanted to say.
honestly,
Sounds like
to
your
hell
mic
these,
cutting
with
out
these
last time
scammers,
you were
bro.
talking. Sorry,
To hell with these scammers.
but he's
Sorry, I
right.
didn't get that.
No, I agree with you. I sorry. I'm gonna.
Like
You have to.
it's like the nuclear thing.
Well,
Everyone's been this morning.
if you could just mute 1 second.
Guys, the voice is echoing.
I know I'm trying to.
Everyone's talking. Sorry, everyone's talking about all of this sort of nuclear stuff, and
Yeah, the
oh,
least
America's
professional
going to
space I've
drop
come
a
across is
nuclear weapon,
Barcelona, man.
and this
That's
is going to be the
shameful.
situation. It's going to be. The thing is, like nuclear is not going to happen, or nuclear is a thing that's either going to happen and we're
More
all
ballistic
destroyed, the
missiles
whole
going
planet is
towards
destroyed, or it's
Israel,
simply not going to happen. It's
announced by
overrated.
Israel
And
themselves, saying that they got bombs
the
coming
response
over,
is overrated.
or missiles.
It's like a final solution.
Oh,
It's
an
the last
Iranian
step
hacker
of an
leaks the identity of
escalation
50
ladder. At this
Israeli
point,
pilots.
Iran has total
Oh, nice.
control over the battlefield.
Nice. Now we
In
know
the
who they're
sense that,
gonna. Now we know who they're gonna shoot
Donald
down.
Trump can pull
Yay!
out. Absolutely, he can take
Hopefully,
all. He can
hopefully
pull
it's true,
the aircraft carriers out. He can take
and they
the
shoot down
troops
a bunch
back.
of
He
them.
can
That'd be
stop
great.
bombing Iran. But what's gonna stop
That would be
Iran
absolutely brilliant.
from bombing Israel? Or what's going to stop Iran from continuing to bomb all American
Yeah,
assets
600's
within
a lot,
range,
man.
which is, I think,
That's a
about
whack figure,
2,000
bro.
kilometers, at least 1,500 kilometers. So the idea that Donald Trump can stop is also like flawed. It's just totally flawed. It's just not realistic. It's just fantastical. This will stop when Iran is ready to stop, when Iran has achieved its goals, which is first and foremost survival.
He's not wrong.
Can you mute so we can respond?
We got another
Okay.
channel forming over here on EUGU.
But I agree with you. I do think
This
that
is just telling me there's going to be a
perspective
big
to
dump on
highlight,
price.
especially in these
Honestly, I just
discussions, and
feel
I
like there's going to
I'll
be a
keep
fat
that
dump on
as,
price.
you know, as I'll keep a mental note of that, because I don't think that people really, we've been so blasted with this whole Israel's, like, feels like they have an
Actually, sell
existential
an
threat and
indicator.
they have a
Let's do
right to
it,
defend themselves.
bro.
Nobody's
Honestly,
thinking
it's
about
mad.
Iran's right to
But I
defend
don't want to make
themselves.
my money being a scammer,
Like, I
innit? I
mean,
want to
that's
make
not
my
a
money by
thing. I
just
mean, they were
being a trader.
literally,
That's it. Like a
they were
normal
attacked,
person.
and this is
Oh
in the defense.
god.
They haven't even really done anything outside of the rules for
Why
engagement.
is it
They've
these
only
guys'
attacked the
voice you can't
bases
even
from the
hear them half the
countries in
time?
which those attacks were launched. And I think that that's showing a great deal of restraint. I think that that's showing a lot of respect
So
for
I did get what I
the
wanted
rules
on
for
GJ, but it
engagement.
tagged the
And
invalid zone. Obviously, you
they
can't
already, I
take that
think they're
trade now.
they're very
No
aware
problem.
of the image that has been
Lower high, lower
propagated
low, lower
across
high, lower low,
news
lower high,
about
lower
them. And I
low,
think that they're
higher
intentionally
high,
trying to stay on the
higher
right
low.
side of things, the
Wicked
moral
out
side
there,
of
not
things.
worth going
So
long.
that
That
is an excellent
wasn't a
point to
break, that was a
highlight,
wick
is that
out.
they're fighting for, this is an existential threat to Iran. Um, so thank you for
I'm on
bringing
my
that up.
personal account now with 2.5% risk. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
need to
like
set the.
October 7th was not an existential threat. Hamas was not going to take over Israel, causing them to have to use the
Is
Samsung.
there a
So
way to
people
do
saying,
like
oh my God,
max lot
Hamas,
size and
Hezbollah. No,
stuff
that's
or
not an
not?
existential threat. Israel is not facing an existential threat, whatever you want to say. It did not justify killing 70,000 people. And even if you want to say, okay, they killed 20,000 Hamas fighters, that doesn't justify bombing buildings and killing 200 civilians with an airstrike. Like, that doesn't justify that level of response. But they didn't want to go in and fight like men, because as we've seen with Hezbollah, if they actually went in and fought building the building, they would have gotten their ass whooped, and they wouldn't have been capable. Hamas would have beaten them without any advanced weapons. We know that they could not have fought building the building. They would
What
have gotten their
indicator are
ass
we
kicked.
gonna sell, man? Tell
So
me in
they
it.
had to
You
do
tell
a
me your
genocidal
business
set.
plan.
It's absolutely repulsive. They can't beat anyone in a fair fight. I think the only army in the world they could actually beat in a fair fight on the ground is the Saudis. Those are the only people probably that are bigger cowards than they are.
He cussed the Saudis, lol. That is
Lindsey
so
Graham is like
funny.
pushing this whole thing with Saudi hard. Did you guys hear about the defense mutual defense agreement that who is he first of all to offer this? But he offered a mutual defense agreement to the Saudis. Did you guys hear about that?
Who did?
Lindsey Graham. So apparently
Yeah, go ahead. Yep. I wait. I did. Go ahead, Mace.
Dildash.
yeah, he was on. I'm trying to find the news
Oh,
network. I'll
Saad, you're
send
an
it to you,
idiot.
Sally. But so I think it was Fox, on Fox News. His exact
TP hit.
words
Okay, let's
were,
have a look.
Saudi
Let's have a look. Have a
Arabia,
look. Oh,
I
London
am
Open, by the
willing to
way.
make a mutual
You
defense
had London
agreement with
Open
your
1 minute ago.
country, and
With the way
and he pretty
price
much
is now, it
promises
makes sense it's
war
gonna
if
take
Iran
these
attacks
highs
them.
and then
And
it's gonna drop
it's like,
down.
who is this guy, and who's really running the
It would
country?
make
How can
sense
he make
because
promises
of where
like that on
price is right
mainstream
now.
media, speaking,
Yes, we have been
to Saudi
bullish, but
Arabia about their
London,
defense
could it be a
agreement? To me, it's just
continuation?
wild.
Yeah, he was on.
Exactly. Senator.
Yeah, Andy, how many times was he making all across several networks yesterday? 5 or 6 times he was non. He kept popping up.
Yeah, he was all over Fox, and yeah, exactly. Even Charlie Kirk called him out. Charlie Kirk, I quote tweeted it. It was on June 17th, and Charlie Kirk said, Lindsey Graham quickly went from wanting precision strikes against nuclear sites to now wanting regime change. Another regime change war in the Middle East is pathological and asinine, and I think that is perfectly sums up all of Lindsey Graham's views. He
So
went from saying, I'll be with
that's what's
Israel
happened so
until
far.
our dying
London
day.
Open's come taking
So
Frankfurt
then,
high.
and he
We've got
went from saying,
Frankfurt
I'm going to go
low
to South
sat
Carolina
literally
to ask
right
your sons
here
and daughters to
with
go
the
to the
demand
Middle
zone
East.
sat
Like,
right
this
there.
man is certifiably insane. I
We've
mean,
got
this guy literally makes Trump sound sane.
a whole
Like, that's
channel
how
going
off the
on here, a
rocker
whole
he is.
channel going on there.
Yeah, he is. Sully, are you
It
there? I
would
have a
make
question
sense
for
to
you.
short.
I genuinely, my
Yeah.
theory is they put out Lindsey Graham to make Trump sound normal. That's my theory.
Well, that's not working.
This,
Just some more breaking news. Another attack on US bases in Saudi Arabia and Bahrain.
This is why
The
we're here.
attacks keep coming. We also have.
So
I
GU's
need to
taken
quickly
the
give you
high.
guys some breaking news.
EU's
I forgot to
respected the
miss
high in the
the
supply zone.
question for me. Okay, here it is. Okay. Breaking news, breaking news. You know what the breaking news is? The breaking news
What the hell?
Warning, sirens in Israel. Sirens in Israel. Missiles are going towards Israel. Just typing it out now and posting it.
There you
Just
go. So now we got a few possibilities of where to go with
sirens,
this.
sorry, missiles headed
One possibility is going to be the
towards
London Open
Israel right
demand
now. So
zone.
that's happening. Missiles headed
SL
towards
is
Israel.
3.4. I can get away with
Israel. Okay, that's been done.
4 pips, which is basically 0.6 of coverage. I would
Okay, we
prefer
also have
4.4.
sirens blazing in Amman, Jordan as well. Sirens are blazing in Amman, Jordan as well. So that's happening right now. So boom,
Damn it.
boom, Tel Aviv is going
GU
down
wanted
right
to
now.
short.
Boom, boom. Tel
Way
Aviv
too
is
big
going down right now. Sirens are
of an
ablaze
SL.
in Amman, Jordan right now.
That's a 4 pip
Okay,
SL. I
so
don't like the look of that
this
either.
question, one for you and Jing, there's one for you as well. But somebody said that there's a lot of the U.S. Diplomats that are all leaving Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Have you heard anything about that? And do you know why, if that is the case?
I want to go short, but and I need it to give me a
That one
clean
was to you.
entry.
That this
I'm gonna
diplomats are
keep
leaving
waiting
Saudi
for
Arabia.
it. If it doesn't, I'm
And
not
the
obviously taking it.
UAE, like they're, I don't know if he put a number in there, but supposedly, yeah, there's a bunch of them that are leaving. I mean, it's probably, I'm assuming that's probably just because of the fact that they're attacking those bases, but I don't know if you've heard anything that's official in that capacity.
I've not seen anything official. I did see that people are trying to get out of UAE. I did see that.
But the housing market's gonna
Yeah, but I
crash.
didn't see specifically about Saudi diplomats.
I know for a fact that in Muscat they have left. Everyone in Muscat have left from American embassy.
Yeah. Okay. So Jing, there's a question for you, and it's basically like about the petro one and versus the petrodollar. How this has moved from something that was theoretical to actual white papers, and what do you think that China's drive in military
I swear
dominance
to God,
and
if I get
what's the
swerved
spirit
again,
behind
bro.
all of that? If you could speak to that.
Yeah.
If I get
Well,
swerved again.
petrodollar, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I don't think I've studied
So
it deep
8.8
enough. I'm
pips
probably
away on
don't
there.
take it as seriously as I should.
Oh,
However,
Japan's
China
Koizumi
knows one
and
thing:
US's
the
Hegseth
current
spoke on Tuesday over the phone.
financial system, global financial system, is weaponized. Staying in it is going to cause big trouble. So therefore, China's also building a lot of payment solutions. All these things, China's payment technology is very advanced. Okay, so China's looking at ways to do these things, but China also knows there's one major hurdle, which is China does not want to completely uh, turn its currency to the foreign exchange market, because
Breaking
if you
news.
want,
Sorry,
I'm
sorry,
just
Jang.
looking at
It's
how
just
far price is
going through
going for
breaking
my
news, and I'll
limit
give it
before
straight
it
back to you.
becomes
Apologies for
invalid.
that. It's just I always kind of
The
skipped to
only
go
one
through
that's
the breaking
valid is
news,
EU right
and
now
then I'll give it
because of
back
the
to you.
SL size. And
Breaking news: explosions
even
heard in
that's not
central
valid
and
because it's slightly bigger.
southern occupied Palestine.
4.5.
Actually, let me change that to Israel
Only
just in
you
case
just
it's
got
not straight away.
the complete valid entry on this.
Explosion heard in
According to
central
Tasnim,
and southern
Iran's
Israel right
army says
now.
it targeted
Explosions heard
refineries
in
and fuel
central
storage in Israel's
southern
Haifa with
Israel
drones in
right now. There
retaliation to
is
attacks
videos
on
of
oil depots in
one
Iran.
missile being intercepted, but yeah, explosions heard in southern and central Israel right now. Uh, uh, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham threatened Saudi Arabia. He says, "Our embassy was attacked in Riyadh. Don't you have any obligation to join us in fighting? You haven't done so yet. So if you don't think an attack on the U.S. embassy in Riyadh would lead to mutual self-defense, maybe you shouldn't have a treaty. Maybe we shouldn't have a treaty with you." So Lindsey Graham threatening Saudi Arabia. Lindsey Graham threatening Saudi Arabia. That's the latest news. Sorry, Jeng, go ahead.
yeah. So China right now, basically, if you have the trade, like for example, import export account, that currency is a convertible.
Another
However,
attack on US bases in Saudi Arabia
the
and Bahrain
investment
5 minutes
account
ago with the
overseas,
picture.
it's not entirely convertible. So China does not want to open up yet for many, many reasons. So until that is in place, it cannot fully
You got
replace the US
one
dollar. Probably
base
China doesn't
there,
want to either
one base
because there's a
there.
lot of costs associated with it. And I want to go back to
This is a very good
back to
picture.
the Sangar's question, and I want to add a
Oh, it shows all
completely
the bases as well.
100%
This is a
agreement
brilliant picture.
with what Andy, if I hear correctly,
That's a
is
brilliant
saying.
picture. Oh
He said
wow.
it's basically to what extent
Sirens in
China will
Jordan.
come in to help. There's one variable nobody is talking about.
Explosions heard in central Israel 1 minute ago.
The more you act like the Houthis, the more you act like those military, even though you're tiny, you're small, your equipment is not the best, but you have the fighting spirit. The easier, the more likely China is going to come to fight to help you. Okay, so Chinese military right now just
Okay, sorry.
published 5 lessons
Where
learned
were we?
just right
Where
now.
were we?
Okay,
On the
so
charts.
these are the 5 lessons learned. Number one, sitting down with the United States to
So
negotiate
GJ flew up. I'm glad that it
is
took that
humiliating.
zone. Oh no.
You'll be defeated. Secondly,
Bloody hell.
the most dangerous
Oh, thank God the SL was too
strategic
big anyway. The SL was too big
or
anyway because that's a
dangerous
demand zone, invalid zone,
defense
failed. The
is the
London Open.
traders who
This
look
is
for
where it got sketchy on this one right here. You got an
fundamental
invalid zone, yeah.
that took
Frankfurt high
very
right
long
there.
time.
London Open on the minute.
And also,
It come took the
your
low.
best ally is yourself. Your
It come
your
down,
most
took out
the
that
reality,
wick
the most
there
important
and that
enemy
wick
for
there,
you to
then
face
flew up, broke
is your weapon.
structure. Ah, yeah,
You don't
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah. Okay,
sophisticated enough
that was clean.
that
I don't think I
right
noticed that.
now the
That
way
the
to
M1
use
was
it
there. It's
to
okay. You can't
maximize
be perfect every single day.
value to win.
Japan Industry
So
Minister
these are the
Nakazawa
things
And then
says
Chinese
obviously
G7 energy
so
ministers will hold a
like to
meeting
read
to,
out of
the
what
SL
these
was
tonight to
are,
discuss
too
all
big
possible
five
release of
anyway.
oil
will
reserves,
rank.
among other issues.
The negative side it talks about
4
two things.
pips,
The first is, of
66.
course, in the
So
history,
it would have been
Japan
Japan
probably a
supports
5
IEA-led
pip
coordinated
SL.
release of strategic
go
oil
to the West
reserves.
and sell us out. The second thing
Yeah, I wouldn't have got tagged on
you
that
know,
because the
the
SL
current
was too
president
big. Even if I
of
tried to
China,
fit
Trump,
it within
the guy's
my
already
SL limit,
saying
it wouldn't
how
have
to wait
tagged. So
for the
that's
deal
fine, no problem.
to seek quote unquote peace. And China said the single most dangerous thing that will fool you into destruction, into annihilation, is your so-called peace. Peace can only achieved by yourself, not by your negotiating with your enemy. That's China's way. So China's looking at it and say, okay, Iran,
No entry there either.
you're
God
able to
damn it!
fight to death.
On here there is,
Defend
but
yourself. Now, China look at it, use itself as an example. 1950, China got into the Korean War, right, to fight alongside the North Koreans. We can
3.9.
talk about how terrible it is.
4 pips. I have to do 5 pip SL.
1950,
Nah,
China
I'm
went
just
from
not
war
getting
to
the. I'm
agricultural
not getting
state.
the
Its
SL
peace
size I want to see,
production
man. Between 2 and
is
4.5.
160,
Because I always add 1 pip
160
on top. And
of the
then
United States.
on GJ it's even worse because the
China,
spreads
because
are,
of the position it
well,
took,
right now they're point
took on
0.4,
the United
but
States,
spreads can be like
Britain,
1 pip, 1.1,
France,
1.2 pip on
and the
GJ.
entire West.
So then I would
Turkey,
need
in a total 17 countries,
an extra pip and a half,
depending on the other side.
maybe.
Everybody,
Yeah.
MacArthur was
Well,
defeated.
They're all
To take
fine.
on the United States.
They're all
But
perfect because they'll have like
China
between
still
1
lost
to
millions.
0 to 4 pip spread
Where
max,
America
which is
lost
fine. That's okay.
30,000.
I can work with that.
But China is basically the point. Do you have the will, even if your casualty is 30 times, 40
So
times
now
your weight,
UJ's up
to
13
defend your
pips away
peace,
from the
to
entry.
defend your
At
dignity,
this point, it
you will
doesn't
do it.
validate the
You think
trade
China's done
anymore
that?
from that
China never
level.
does that. No,
I mean, I
China
don't
never
know.
cheats.
Like, there's not like they've not really fought a war in a long time,
Oh well, you can say that, but that's
and they
because
don't
China
seem to
look.
be fighting type of men. Like, China, I accept that China deals with things in a totally different manner. It's all about soft power. It's all about taking control over certain areas, or not control, but trading with different areas and different places. And this has actually always been one of the things that I think, in my view, may stop China being the global power and superseding the United States of America is the fact that they're not fighters. They don't have the ability. They don't have the ability to. They've not fought in a long time, and the last time they did fight a war, it didn't go out. It didn't go great for them. So they have built up a very strong military capability. There's no doubt about that. They have also advanced in a number of spheres, but one thing that is completely unknown is the Chinaman in the battlefield. Will he be able to do that? Will he be able to succeed in the battlefield? Will he be
That's a
able to
dumb
go to
view because
war?
look at China over
Will
the last
he
40
be
years.
able
They've
to
become
take
a powerhouse
losses?
country over the last
Because
30,
the
40
male
years. So you
Chinese
can't
man
say that
hasn't,
they
and we
haven't
don't know
advanced
if he
militarily. Of course they would have
exhibited that
advanced
type of
militarily. They would have learned, done
warfaring
drills with
behavior. And I don't actually think
Turkey,
it's
done drills with
naturally within them
Pakistan,
as
would have
well.
done drills with armies that
Yeah.
are experienced
Let me
in
ask you
warfare
this.
and stuff like that.
Do you watch
But that's a stupid
China's
point.
military channels? Do you watch them?
No one
Yeah, yeah,
thought
I
Iran
see
was
all
going to
their
be so
military
good, but then
parades.
look at them. They've had
I'm
40
very
years to
much up
develop
to
where
date
they
with
are
all
now.
of their
No, no.
technology.
And China's
I'm not
far ahead
talking
of
about
Iran,
military.
so that's
I'm
a
talking
stupid
about
comment.
the psyche
Are you
that is
listening to this,
building
Sahad?
in a military
What do
channel.
you think about China's army? I think it's going to be
Because,
quite a solid army, bro.
and also
They
some
got
of the
probably one of the
statistics
biggest
Are you
armies
talking
there is,
about?
and they're going to have
I'll be
more than
honest,
enough
I don't understand my
weaponry.
Chinese, but
What else do you
are you
need?
saying that there's military channels
A
where you're
lot of
talking
it is
about
just having the
military?
people and the
yes,
numbers and the
Okay,
equipment in it,
every
and
country
then
has that. That doesn't
obviously
mean
you
you're
just
good
need
at military.
like
It just means you're good at talking about it.
okay,
basic
I'm good at talking
strategy and
about.
stuff like that in
So
war,
I'm
which
good at
ain't
talking
even that
about
hard because look
military.
how
I can
intelligent the
explain to you
Chinese
all the
are.
different weapons. I can explain to you all the different
Got
radar
one,
systems. I
two,
can explain to you all
three
the missiles,
relatively
the
equal
ballistic
highs on
missiles. I can
M1
explain to you
right there.
warfares and war plans. I can
China's
explain to you
army is
military
powerful, I
tactics, and that's
reckon.
why
Yeah,
I've always
100%,
all my
man.
predictions have always been right.
I'll put them in top
That doesn't
5,
make
probably
me,
top
if the
3.
central gets us, Suleiman, we want you to
They
fight
got
on the
like the
front lines
biggest
in war.
like
I probably wouldn't be the best
people
person to
like
be chosen to do
soldiers
that
there
right
is, I
now.
think, in
And
any army. I think they got the
I'm probably, the
most.
Chinaman is probably more
They've
like
probably got
me
like,
as
if not
opposed
the most
to
advanced
anyone else.
equipment as well, because obviously
yeah,
China.
understand. So here's one thing. Okay, China in the total in its entire territory controls 1 point some billion people. Now, of course, you can say that I'm actually the belief
How many?
supporter that 1.2 billion.
Okay,
Okay,
and how many are actual fighting age men?
active military service
No, no. How
about
many
2
of
billion.
them? You take the women out, you take the children out, which you guys haven't got many anywhere. And so that's going to be another problem. You take the elderly out. How many people have you
Yeah.
got that are actual fighting age?
So in a total, about 200 million. Okay. So
Exactly. And
now
you
let
agree
me
that that's reducing over time as well, right?
no let me add one thing.
Yeah.
Let me add one thing. This is very unique. Also, the military. If you look at the Chinese style military, okay, look at a few military in the world. Okay,
Jing,
so
your
these
mic's gone really low now, so I am
yeah.
really trying to
Japan
concentrate and listen to you, which
Industry
I don't mind,
Minister
but
Akazawa
just for the
declined to
Let
audience,
comment
me
on the possibility of
just 1 minute.
expanding the use
Let
of
me
Russian crude
round
oil.
this off. Just 1 minute.
no problem. No problem.
I
While
want to
Jing
go
sort
short
out,
on
what do you
EU, but it's
guys
not
think? Do
giving
you
me what I
agree,
want to
Walid?
see.
Do you think the China man is the fighting man? Do you think he's a soldier? Or do you think he's a smart
Bro,
guy, a
the
technological
Pakistanis aren't
guy,
exactly soldiers, are
but
they? But
maybe
look,
not
but they're
a fighting
capable.
guy? What's your thoughts in the comments? Let me know your thoughts. This is what the discussion's about.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Oh,
yeah,
that's much better. I should have asked you this earlier.
yeah. So
We haven't
the
broke
military,
yet.
you look at the
We need a
military
break.
has a lot of China influence. Okay, right now in the world, two of them. One is actually Houthis. Okay, the entire organization, the spirit was from China. The other one was Uganda. Okay, take a look at the Uganda, what they are doing, especially in its military conflict recently with Congo. Take a look at it. It's actually under the radar screen. The Chinese military, because we all went through the military training, this is also cited by Taiwan as the most dangerous part. Basically, it said if your logistics, equipment, and is an overwhelming disadvantage.
We might get a
Yes, they
chance
fight.
on UJ in a second.
And this is actually very different from what you see in
Oh,
the
2.8 as
Chinaman,
well is not
the
bad.
stereotype. They're smart, they're wearing a glass, they're not fighting, right?
I'll
Not
do
exactly. If you look
3.8
at
on that.
also how China developed its technology. Now, if you just look at what kind of thing they're overcoming to build up their technology, and there are all kinds of sanctions, as also what's in common is their military people. Chinese military army is not never something to take it for granted. Okay,
Oh shoot.
they actually, if you look at in China, look
That's
at
a
the war
supply zone
doctrine.
right there,
So do
innit?
you agree, or everything you're saying is academic,
Smee.
in the sense of the
Right there.
Chinese haven't gone to war? This is why I've always
That's
Okay,
made the
Frankfurt High, but
position.
that's a
This is why
supply
I've
zone.
always made the
okay,
position that I don't even think that
yeah.
China's going to take Taiwan.
Let
Sorry, go ahead.
me let me give you one example. Do you know recent conflict China had with India?
Let's try this zone
Yeah,
India.
I
here.
heard that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, of course. I saw the
So
little bit
so
of
so
bit on
so do you,
YouTube.
3.5.
do you know what do you know what happened?
Yeah,
Both
yeah.
decided not to
4.5. Bigger than what I
use the
want,
weapon.
but
Okay. Both sides agreed to only use like fist fights. Okay. How many Chinese were put in there? Less than 100. 40. How many Indians are there? Close to 200. Who actually was won? The Chinese side won. Okay. That tells you the spirit of fighting. So China actually, quote, cite its Korean War experience and also Vietnamese War as a great success
I'm just
story.
wondering,
Why?
do I take it
Because
or not?
that's how you achieve
What?
peace. Yeah,
But come
that's
on, they weren't success stories.
that's on your Western. Here's the thing: if you understand how these China look at it, it's actually the movie. China is the one of the most, I
Damn,
would
I'm not sure
argue,
what to do here because obviously
militaristic,
you've got obviously
jingoistic
Frankfurt High
states in the
supply zone
world.
right there.
Young
And
people
then
watch
you've
these
got this
things
one
and
sat
they
right
were
within there, which is
taught
good as
at the
well, to
age
be
of
fair,
7
or bad even.
how do you
And we
achieve
have just
peace?
touched that, man. So I'm a bit
Fight.
like,
Because China
what
fought
do
the
I do
war
on that?
in 1950 in such a disadvantage, lost 1 million men, but we stopped the Americans,
I
stopped the
shouldn't
world.
take it,
So
but I'm
now
trying to
China
find
had
a way
peace.
to take it.
Never trust the
And I
foreigners.
can't
Fight.
justify it.
That's its mentality.
Unless price come down,
So
took out
this is
this
this is
low
good. This is probably we
after
can talk
tagging
about
the
this further.
supply zone,
This is
then
something
broke structure,
people in the
then we
West.
could
If you
consider it.
stay in the Western
But until
narratives,
then, I can't.
you do not understand China.
So
You
let's
always
hope
feel
it
it's
comes down,
soft.
takes this low
No,
out
it's not.
with the
It
wick
has teeth. Do you
after
know
tagging
China
this
in
zone, and then that gives me a
1974?
bit more confidence to then
It
hop into
took
along. So
islands
let's
from
see how
the
that goes.
South Vietnamese Navy. South Vietnamese Navy at that time, the tonnage of the frigates was like 5 times of Chinese. Chinese Navy at that time was very, very poor. Chinese Navy took it back. They're still showing these videos, learning. Yeah. So never assume it's a soft military. It's not. But in the Sun Tzu, it basically says, if you're strong, convince your opponent you're weak. Let them, the best advantage, strategic advantage you have is everybody underestimates you. Then you can strike hard and take them by surprise. That's Sun
Yeah,
Tzu.
that's true actually.
That's
I
China.
bet President Xi is doing some
Let
type of
people
game where they look
underestimate you.
like they're not
Do
that
everything you
strong
can to
because
let
it's like
your
international
potential
view in it.
challengers
They just want to be
underestimate you,
viewed as,
look
oh, we're
down
the
upon you.
Chinese, we're like just
Yeah,
really
I
good at
appreciate
business and
that,
that's
Jing.
it.
Obviously, I
But deep
disagree,
down,
but
you got
I
weapons of
respect
mass
your opinion.
destruction. So yeah, I
But
like
yeah, I
the idea
don't.
of how they're playing
In
it.
my own view, when I look at China from a military perspective, in terms of fighting perspective, I don't see them as a fighting army. I see them as having lost the last two major conflicts they had: the Japanese War and the attempted invasion against Vietnam. And yeah, of course, you can
I get what
academically
he's saying is
basically
because
learn
they're
these
a
things for
business
sure. You
economy.
can
That's why. If they were to go to war with
academically,
America,
go through
it
these
wouldn't be
things.
the
But I do
case
think
of
that
anything like that. It'd be
we'll
the
have to
case
wait
of
and see.
full
We'll have to
blown
wait and
war.
see. I think when the people give the
You know,
figure of
this guy
1.4
talks
billion, this
some
is why I
BS
asked.
sometimes, you
When you
know.
look at the number of fighting men, it's only about 150 to 200 million people, probably even less than that. And so then the numbers start becoming very more closer to the United States of America. And I do think that if the two countries fought a war right now, it would be very, very closely matched. Over time, I think China's military will be so much more stronger than America's, and America will be weakened based on many of these conflicts that they're doing for Israel. That does put China in a more stronger position. I don't see China, for example, taking Taiwan. Although I do see China getting into a military conflict at some point, and then we're going to see how good China is, if they have the ability and capability to fight. And we'll have to wait and see. It's just complete unknown. Both of us are kind of speaking in
820.
hypotheticals because
Right,
we
Sahad, what are
don't
you
really
looking at
know the
now then? Or you
modern
don't or not?
Chinese ability because they've basically not fought in a war for like almost
I
50
couldn't
years
take
in
that
terms of
because you've got
proper
this
full
structural
on
low demand zone
active
right
war,
here,
not like
price tagged
minor
into, and GU
incursions
obviously
on the
EU is
border
pretty
with
much the
some
same thing as
Indian man.
well.
But I get
So I
what you're
couldn't
saying. I
take that
appreciate
on
the
EU
comments.
because that
Appreciate
could
your
easily
views,
go
and
higher and take
appreciate
that
the
zone out.
conversation.
Let me add one thing. Okay,
Okay,
so
go for it.
let's look at the
Yeah, yeah, of
history.
course.
History.
Yep.
1807. 1807. The
18.
German. The
What did you say?
1807.
1807. Yes, sorry.
1807. The Prussian army met the Napoleon's army. Okay, within about 45 minutes, it completely dissolved. It basically was routed. Okay, then it triggered an internal reform. So by 1870s, the Prussian army was the sharpest sword in Europe. Okay. Then after that, it pursued a long period. The basically they were not trying to fight the war. Do you know which country China models after? Or Prussia. Okay. So therefore, yes, in 1940s, the Chinese troops' performance on the battlefield was absolutely abysmal. Okay, to the point, General Stilwell was really, really, really dismayed. Okay, therefore, his colleague, General MacArthur, thinking it was a laughing stock. In in the Korean War, they actually met the
Perfect.
same people,
So it's
same.
taken that
So
low
they were
now.
just captured
That's what I
by the
wanted. It's
communists.
taken that
Okay,
low. Now I'd like to see
and
price
they
go
were
up from
transformed.
here.
So
And then I could
MacArthur said,
consider going
these are
long,
guys,
possibly.
they got such bad review from the American generals. To his shock, these guys eventually fought to death. Okay?
See why
Those
I'm so
people who were
patient, bro.
actually would be
If
running
I took that,
away
would have been a L.
in the same in the battlefield
I protect myself
facing
from
Americans
trades.
would fight to death.
But I also don't get
That's the
money.
thing.
Oh no.
The transformation of China. So
Oh no.
that's also the soft power on
That's
China's
me.
side.
If gold
So China is
GU
basically a
freaking
unique
broke that level,
example,
yeah, or
a
didn't touch
very
it,
backward
then it would have been clean to get
country
an EU.
adopting a not very popular ideology, way to organize a society, namely communism, okay, can totally transform itself, thrive in a capitalistic world without bowing to other countries. It
Okay,
does cut deals.
GU's
It's very
GJ's come down to London
opportunistic.
open low.
Communist Party
Just
has
wicked that
no
level.
ideological
Had a
principle
nice little
whatsoever.
reaction from there.
Okay, but it built itself back into a global power. So kind of compared to India. China always compare. It's always pointing to India to its people. Say, see, the Indians were so much eager to follow the Western ideology, thought process, everything. We basically followed our own path. Okay, look at the results. So China right now, its GDP is about 5 to 6 times of India. Okay, its navy much stronger.
The GU's took a
Its
L just
air
now,
force much
as you can
stronger.
see right there,
So therefore, don't
from that
underestimate.
recent level.
If you want to
EU's
measure
coming to take a L
Chinese
as well,
military's
possibly.
ability to fight, look at two military kind of following its model. China also
I want EU to
trained.
take an L as
The
well,
other thing is look
because
at
it just backs that
China's
credit, that statement of
interaction, its face-off
Frankfurt
with the
of
Indian
that demand
troops.
zone right at
Okay,
that
and
bottom of that
also
channel right there.
look at
This
the
zone right
Pakistani
here.
military, how it's right now selling weapons, expanding its presence. So China's point is to say, okay, we know it's a peacetime. We know we're not fighting wars, but right now the training, the the challenge. I can send you the videos. It's shocking, even for people like us. I myself was very anti-communist. Okay, that's a reason I came to the United States. But I have to admit, these guys got something done, which is truly amazing. Don't underestimate
When
that.
you fail,
Okay?
Sully, when
I
done.
I
appreciate
can
that.
EU
respond to you,
failed.
maybe.
Let me
Perfect.
just respond first, and then I'll give it to you,
Perfect.
Andrew. So, first of all, obviously, I appreciate this conversation with you, Jing, and I agree that the Chinese are hoping to expand. I think the Chinese are smart enough to realize many of the errors they've made in the past. I do think that, for example, I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but they did well in the Korean War. They won the Korean War, in my view. That being said, they did, in my view, lose the war, the Vietnam War, the Sino-Vietnamese War, where they sustained a huge amount of injuries. Sorry, a huge amount of casualties, actually, not even injuries. And the same can't be said for the Vietnamese army. And obviously, you know, with the Japanese, the level of massacres that occurred against the Chinese was significant and quite a bit. Now, it's been 50 years since that loss against Vietnam. And as you said, the claim is that they've realigned, they've recalibrated their military, and they are doing military exercises, military planning, expanding their army, expanding their navy, expanding their military capability, their ballistic missiles, and actually in the modern warfare, military capability is extremely important. Just look at the Israeli man, the weakest man in the world. And yet, because they have the best killing weapons, they're able to use them in order to harm innocent people. But I do believe that when it comes down to a bit more of an elongated war, then the strength and ability of the man comes into focus. And then the question, and I do think that the ability of a particular people also comes into focus. And for example, you look at Russia and Ukraine, you look at the United States of America, and these people are acclimatized towards war and have been in perpetual war for a very long time. Whereas the Chinese haven't. The Chinese have been looking at developing and these other things. And because one hasn't been in a real life war situation, it's not as easy. So I'm not as convinced that China would do well in a war. But again, this is something we won't know. I mean, sorry. Let me rephrase that. I'm not too confident that China would want to go into war, and so I think their normal position is to not be in war. And if they're forced into war, then the question mark becomes how many people who are Chinese are willing to do so. I look at the Chinese society, and it is very much a culture that isn't as aggressive or violent. So I'm just and the fact that they've not taken Taiwan is a
Modin's
good
so
example of
funny on
this. I
that
think
one.
that's more shows
Generally, he's an
if
idiot,
that
but
was
that
the
was so
United States of
funny.
America, they would have taken Taiwan a long time ago, and that I think gives you a good example of one
Right, back on
how
topic.
China looks at things more from a
So I was
tactical
writing what I wanted to see. I
perspective
wanted
rather
to
than a
see price come
military
take out this level and start to
hard
push
power
higher,
perspective.
which is good. So
Now
that's
let
the
me just read
reaction
this
taken out that low. I want to
super
see price
chat
come up, break that level, and keep going
from
higher. I don't want to hop into any
Ali
type of
from
trade
the
until
south.
these
He
zones
says,
fail,
how
so
do
I can
you
figure out where's price going to go from there.
or Lebanon and
In case it
Iran?
wants to take out
It's a very
Frankfurt
good
high and then
question. I
drop down,
think
but
when you look
you
at
do
it,
have
it's
this
all going to
kind
come
of
down to
whole
whether
kind of
Iran
channel
can
going
win.
on here, so it does
Because
make sense
on the
I'd go
ground,
high. So I would like
I
to go
do believe
long.
that on the ground, I do believe that I
We
do believe
kind of
that
touched that demand zone as
Lebanon,
well, actually.
Hezbollah will win.
Yeah, just
There's
about.
no doubt about that in my mind when I look at it from a military
Beautiful.
perspective. You look at the history,
I was right about
you
GJ
look at the
coming, taking this low
the
and then going
mountainous
higher.
region, the
Right.
climate, the
So far,
vertical
so
things.
good.
I
Just
think
need a
that
bloody
there's no doubt
entry.
in my mind, and you've seen that with the
That's it.
significant losses that the Israelis
So
are
hard,
taking.
send entry,
They
man.
just can't take a fight.
If you're
They
still
just
here.
can't take a war on the ground. So I see Hezbollah winning that. I see Hezbollah striking Israel really
So I'm
well
glad
with
that
their drones. They've
EUGU
already hit
failed
many of
because I
their
said it's a
key
bad idea to take
military
them.
bases.
Beautiful.
They've hit northern Israel
The
quite
only
hard.
thing I can think of right
Um,
now is gonna
on the other
be
hand, the Israelis have been bombing Beirut.
GJ in a
So in terms of that
moment.
specific thing, obviously Hezbollah
But
are
the
winning
issue
if you
is
look at
gonna
it from a
be I'm gonna have
holistic
to
perspective.
determine
Iran
whether if it's
obviously is
gonna be
winning
a
as well.
continuation or a reversal from
So
that
it's all
level.
going to come down
Beautiful,
to if they
done.
win. If they
Done,
win,
done, 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 done.
then there's no Zionism
Taking that level
over, and
by
we won. The
zero point
world
0.9 pips.
freedom
Not
won.
really enough for me. I want to go higher than that.
But if the Israelis win, then that's it. It's not Pax. It's not Pax Americana. It's not Pax China Mana. It's Pax.
Or Judaica.
It's gonna be Pax Judaica if they win. So it's
Oh yeah.
so it's that's the reality of this war. It is the war of all wars. It is, in my view, the final war, because I don't see. And this comes back to the point I was speaking to Jing about, and I think I made this prediction for a very long time. The US, if they win this war against Iran, in my view, once they've sorted out, they go to Colombia, they're going to go to Cuba, they're going to cause regime change there. And then what will happen is, at some point, they will, in my view, go for China. And in their perspective, I said this a very long time ago, not that I want it. I don't want war, I want peace.
Oh
I
my
want peace in the
god.
world.
Uber
But if you
officially
were
in
to look at it
launches
from
Uber
purely a
women. So women
military
drivers only
perspective,
for women.
to look at
They're
this
gonna have so
purely
many
from a
accidents.
world
You're a
domination
real day
perspective,
trader.
to be
Go
the
real
world
time at
I need to make a post about this.
superpower,
Actually, now
GBPUSD.
continents in
United
my
States of
trading
America
account.
should have went to war
67%
with China
add a
probably 10 years
subscription.
ago,
Let's make a
and they should have
big,
taken them
beautiful
out.
deal, people. Come on.
Instead, China has built on this, has, as I said, built the entire military, their navy, their weapons capability. It is flippin' unbelievable. I think one would be stupid not to stupid to minimize the level of ability that China has.
Oh, new
Yes.
barrage of
And how
missiles
did they
coming
get there?
in.
They came
Beautiful.
despite the
Iran's
United
still
States
on
of
it. Go
America.
on,
They stole their
lads.
technology.
Go
They
on,
retrofitted it.
boyos.
They retrograded it.
Go
But then
on,
since then, they've
go.
built on it. They've built on it. They've innovated. They've expanded. They've accelerated. And now you're seeing the capability
Right,
is
back
so good.
to
And the fact
trading
that you're
anyway.
seeing Iran take the hits from the United States of America and so easily take out the American technology, which was in the Middle East and in Israel. And they've done it without even the most advanced Chinese capability. This is going to be a huge problem. This is why my prediction very long time ago is that they should have went to war 10, 15 years ago if they want to
Okay.
defeat China. Not that I want it, but I'm just telling you, if I was literally an advisor in America, I would have been like, listen, you need to take the Chinese out like 15 years ago. Now you're getting to a position where they're already too late. Probably should have happened at the latest a few years ago.
EUG
And
range band.
so you basically have it now where if they were to go to war, I mean, China's just in such a strong position, they would struggle. In about 5 or 10 years' time, if they were to do so, they've got no chance whatsoever. So it really comes down to, we have seen the end of it. And actually, Iran has basically defeated the American empire, and Iran isn't even China. And what I mean by that is, obviously, Iran has certain skills that China doesn't have, but China has the most advanced weaponry. The fact that Iran was able to is doing so well right now, and some say it's 50-50. I think Iran's sharing it. That being said, what we know is that it's a struggle. It's a struggle for the United States of America, and the fact that they have hit the U.S. military bases in the Middle East so hard, they've taken out the radar systems, they've taken out their defense systems, they've made them use up their defense interceptor missiles. We're starting to see a very high probability that this is the end of the US empire. The only thing is, and this has always been my view, that I do believe these Arab countries, the GCC, are so cooked. I mean, so cooked that even if they are abused in the manner that they abused, they'll go running back like an abused girlfriend, because they think that America, they feel the man loves them, but you don't love them. You're just a side chick, but they don't understand it. So it likely may be the end of the empire, but what it without a shadow of a doubt is the end of this kind of perspective of American global dominance. And that's happened because of Iran. And actually, they've sacrificed that for Israel, because this was a horrible decision.
Stay on our
This was
course
a
for now.
horrible military decision. It made no sense whatsoever. They went into Venezuela. That was an easy shoot. Cuba will be very easy for them. Colombia will be easy for them. Cuba a bit more harder, so but still will be easy for them. That being said, very, very bad decision, and you're seeing the end of it. And so people like Jing and the rest of his comrades will be coming up more and talking about how strong China is and how much more China will be dominating, and he will have a very strong veritable argument to do so, because we are seeing the end of the US empire. And it's interesting to see, because Iran hasn't even used the best equipment. They haven't used the best Chinese equipment, and that says a lot. This is actually, if I was American, I'd be concerned, because now it shows that China could easily do what they want, and they could actually take Taiwan, it seems like, if they wanted. But again, I don't think the Chinese have got the kind of psychology to go about doing that in it, and because it would be a show of strong power, whereas they prefer a show of hard power, whereas they prefer doing the soft power route, in my view. But Andrew, you want to add something?
Deeper
You have
crisis may
a
have
super
price
chat,
and
just to let you
growth
know. Don't you
implications.
think there would be
This is very
economic
so we shouldn't rush into
ramifications?
any
Oh,
decision.
Nope. Hey,
The
Assuming
mate,
energy
super
go ahead,
price
chat.
mate.
surge is
Which one was the
transitory
super
or
chat? I read
not.
it.
The probability that the
about
next move is a
Lebanon?
rate
Oh, I
hike
mentioned
has
that. Yeah, I
increased,
answered it.
but we shouldn't
Oh
rush.
shit, my bad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
missed it. Normally you're like, stop the show, it's a super chat. And I didn't hear that part. And I was reading through the other comments. But don't you think there would be some economic ramifications? Like, well, right now would be a good time to be able to exploit, let's just say, this situation, this bad decision of attacking Iran does leave this exploitable opportunity for China when it comes to Taiwan. But I think that there's a huge dependency on US consumption. I could be wrong. I don't really know too much about that, but this type of, I guess, this side of geopolitics. But from trade, I think they would be taking a huge risk, because then US would start influencing all of the other, um, what is it, the G20 or the other nations, to, just like they did with Russia, to begin sanctioning. And I don't know, I just think that they're trying to build out their Belt and Road Initiative,
Oh
because,
wow,
to
I've
be
had
honest with
2
you, in
more
the long game,
followers
that's going to make
or
them
subscribers
tremendously
on
more
YouTube. That's
powerful,
interesting.
especially if they're controlling trade. Almost a
Oh,
monopoly
do me a
if
favor, hit
this
like.
IMEC doesn't get built out.
Thank you.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
theory's
Ugh.
Talk,
my theory's
Andy.
lately been.
Andy, hold on here. Yeah, I'm going to need to talk to our Jiang friend here. To what Suleiman laid out was outstanding analysis of the big, broader picture. And I want to bring two things in here. You notice Suleiman said 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, the U.S. should have taken out China or put them in a stronger check. Yeah, absolutely. But we know what happened 20 years ago. And I think it was something called 9/11, and I won't go there. But John, I want to tell you something. You're absolutely correct. I spent almost 7 years in Asia, Vietnam, and China. I even in Beijing. I even attended a ballistics. I was invited. I was in a part of a ballistics conference, and we had in there actual American DARPA, Defense Acquisition Research. This is the R&D branch of the Defense Department, right? And I had like an hour conversation with them. So I won't go into that. But you're right. China is developing at an exponential rate. Here's the big thing you're leaving out, though,
This is
Mr.
what I've been
Zhang.
saying the whole time, innit?
I'm a retired naval officer, did over 20 years active duty, mostly submarine warfare, and then worked at the Pentagon, worked as a consultant, and then was very closely connected to Naval Institute. So I kind of know what I'm talking about here. What China has, you could have a 10 million man army, standing army on the ground in China. Okay, that's good. That's good. But unless you have a highly developed, battle-tested blue water navy, you're not a global power. All right, China figured it out. They did. And 50 years ago, and I'm going to go back, let's go back 20 years ago. We were watching China very closely. For those listeners that don't understand a blue water navy, Blue Water Navy means open global influence with naval forces, power abroad, projecting power abroad. China was a developing backwater, actually an abysmal littoral naval power. But we saw something happen, and interesting that Sully said this. About 20 years ago, there was an exponential explosion. Now, they figured out they better get with it with
This might be the
submarine
next level,
technology, and they
or
stole. When I say stole, I mean even when I was living in California, a Chinese professor, a husband and wife, they're
this
both
level.
professors at UC Berkeley, right? And their son was also involved. they were stealing secrets from the U.S., mostly submarine technology. And I won't go into the Hellas issue of our propellers. I'm not at liberty to go to the depths of that, but they were able to figure out, gee, maybe we better copy the United States naval forces. Now, here's what happened. Well, and overnight, they were also developing their missile technology, and with the Russians, I won't go into that, but that's not my wheelhouse. But now they
He
have an
doesn't go into a lot, does he? Just
operational,
yaps a
I'll
lot.
say an operational Blue Water Navy, but they're leaving out one thing. They are not battle tested in naval warfare. Now they're not. They do not have the tradition. And here in the space down there, I've got a Navy chief down there. The United States Navy
Bless me, Alan, this guy is
let's put
bare
it this way,
annoying, man.
basically
He just
pushing
yaps
on
bare.
100 years, and I'm not going to go to the Boxer Rebellion, what we did in China and all that, but
I'm not
we
gonna
had
go
the
into this. I'm not gonna
Yangtze
go into
River,
that. Make your
but
fucking
for the
point
past,
in it,
I'll say
man.
100 years, the United States Navy has been tested and retested and
Bless
battle
me,
hardened,
bare
tested in
annoying.
logistics in every way you can imagine. But our submarine technology, the United States Navy is the #1 sea power in the world. Now, China is a close second, and Russia's up there too. So you're right. We're not blowing off China saying, ah, you're nobody. No, we never take another country as a nobody, as a
Swear
nothing. We
down.
look
Wait,
at them
Alan,
as
I
a
got the
threat.
payout from
And
Quanteco, by the way.
I'll land it
I've already
there,
put it in my
but
personal
it's
account.
exponential. Now their
And
involvement
I've
with
ordered my
Iran.
second
Suli laid it
monitor
out.
as well.
Thanks a lot, Suli panel. Love you guys all. Keep fighting the good fight.
Appreciate it, Andrew. Just we got a super chat from Ali from the south who says, but for Lebanon, the government is Jelani 2.0.
To be honest, they need a super chat saying, Solomon, can you
How
please just
would that
reset the
work
stage with
out?
decent
Is
people,
what
not
I meant
assholes.
from Lebanese case. It's
So
actively
now
working
we've got
at the moment
UJ
to
come into
disarm.
this level.
Yeah, the
So I don't know, I
Lebanese
wanted to go along on
government
UJ, yeah?
is in bed with the Israelis, with the
First leg,
Zionists,
second leg.
who are actually
I
in
don't
bed
like
with
that wick on
Jelani
there,
because they
so
both
nope.
are Jelani 1.0,
I wanted
2.0.
to
Oh,
go
his
along
answers
from
in the
here,
back. Are you
but there's the
Characterize it,
M5
and they
demands and I just deleted, so I was like, I'm not taking that. I said I want price to take these lows go higher. Literally, it happened. Now it's tagging to this zone, so I gotta
Sorry,
wait
guys,
for
I'm gonna
that.
keep muting because I've had a lot of this monster.
I wanted EU and GU
But anyway,
shorts
they
that didn't
have been
really play
trying
out.
to
They started to range. I
disarm
was like, nope.
Hezbollah, and they failed to do so because Hezbollah has continued to
So
rearm.
just waiting
And so
at the
there's no doubt the
moment.
Lebanese government is in bed with it. They've allowed Israel
I
to
wanted
bomb
to
them
go
without
long
any
on
pushback
GJ,
whatsoever.
but
So they're going to want to
there's
do
no
that
clean
without a shadow of a
entry.
doubt. But they're
And then I
irrelevant to this
thought, let's look
situation
for
because all it
reversal
would
now
do
then,
to
because
Hezbollah and
GJ's
Israel, if
up quite a
Hezbollah
lot.
wins, if anything, it puts them in a place to lead Lebanon. Although I think then these guys would cause some kind of internal conflict. But I believe if Israel was defeated,
Calling
Hezbollah's
price
future
alright
would
to
be
be
very
fair, it's
bright. I
just
think they would
can't
be
seem
willing
to get
to,
into anything.
be
Or the
part of
SLs are too
any. They're
big,
already
or
part of
there's
the
an
government, but they're
invalidation,
looking to
usual
consolidate
stuff.
into the normal
You on
apparatus.
the way to
Their
work?
objective is to resist against the Israeli occupation. We have another super chat that says, Greater Israel project halted without basis. US has no staging area to take Middle East for Israel. Taiwan, Japan, South Korea joins BRIC for oil. Thoughts? I can't see Japan and South Korea doing that. They're literally vassal states of the United States of America. They have US military capability in their countries and bases. They are subservient to the United States of America. I don't see that happening. Yeah, I don't see that happening. But yeah, that's that. Did you want to respond, Jing, and then we'll go to someone else? Jing, did you have your
Right,
hand
we're
up?
coming for the invalid zone on UJ. We have to get ready
Okay,
for a long.
Andy, go ahead.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, yeah, we can. Yeah, Jing, go ahead.
Okay. So very quickly, I try to respond just very quickly. Also, this will be my last because it's late. I need to go to bed. And sorry, thank you so much for the opportunity and great quality discussion. And Andrew, I've been enjoying your talking for so long. I cannot count how many months. And sorry, I've been following you at least for a year, at least, if not 2 years. Enjoy every single day. Okay. So here's sorry, I understand your point. So China has not been fighting the battles and so on. But this is actually here's the saying. I'm not saying the Chinese way is the best. Basically, we say the world plays the chess, the Chinese plays the Go. There's a different game. So this is actually Chinese concept of victory. Taliban in 20 years never won a single battle. But who controls Afghanistan today? Algeria, they never won a battle against the French. But who has Algeria today? Vietnamese never in a battlefield truly defeated American troops. But who owns the
Let's
Vietnam
wait
today?
for a
So
nice little
China's the thing
break of the
about the
invalid zone.
victory,
Hopefully, get a
whether
pullback into a
the
demand zone
Vietnamese will
that's
lose or
valid,
not,
and then
China says
boom,
one
take
thing.
along.
Before we started, Vietnam controlled much more islands than today. And we're going
We're
to
up
take them
30
one by
pips
one.
though, so
The
we'll
other
have to
thing,
see.
when
But
China right now says something,
build up, sweet.
Vietnam
You
does
got
not
channel going on
say
here.
no.
I don't like
Even
this little
though
channel going on here, to
Vietnamese
be
are
honest. But
probably
we'll
the
see what
least
happens.
trusting of China. They recently there's an incident. Kim Iverson said something about Chinese. The Chinese was exploding. I understand. No
Silver not
Vietnamese would
doing
say
much.
good things
Gold
about
is doing
Chinese. Okay,
surprisingly well.
Chinese did many terrible
Up
things, but at the
1%.
same
Silver's
time,
up
China look
2.7.
at this and
Okay.
say, well, battlefield, whether we want or not, but
Let's look at
strategically we
gas
achieve
and
the goal.
stuff like that
That's
then, because I
China's
want to
way
have a
of
look at
looking
what's
at
going on
things.
with
That's number
gas.
one. Number two,
VIX is back down to
why
23,
China doesn't take
which
Taiwan
is
on all these
interesting.
things. That's very
Okay.
typical Chinese thinking because Taiwan is
The
also a
stock
very
market for
important
the Emiratis is
component
will have a
of the
green day.
U.S. military supply chain.
We're back up.
Taiwan produces many
I think they're
components
going to get
for
slapped
the
again, and
United
then the
States.
Emirati market is going to
In
drop
Asia,
more.
the largest maintenance center for F-16 is in Taiwan. Guess
And
what?
then what
We need to
about
push out
gas?
the
Okay,
Taiwanese
so
and
gas
the
was
Chinese are
peaking and then we've
opponents.
dropped back down,
Not
but we're still
exactly.
up
In Taiwan,
on
about
the
half
cost
of
of
the
gas by
voters
about
are what we call the
50%, which is
blue
still
camp
not
voters.
good.
The blue camp voters
Platinum,
are people
palladium, so
who
we
were
got
defeated
Brent
by the
uh,
communists in
at around
1939 and they fled
91,
to Taiwan.
crude at
They tried to
85,
take China back.
87,
And recently they put it in
87.5.
change. We don't want to
Platinum,
fight the
palladium,
communists.
what about
We just want to make China
bitcoins?
great again.
Sat in the
These
range.
are Chinese
Bitcoins
nationalists.
just sat in the
So
range.
China's like, okay, as we're building these things, we need technology. If we want to spy and steal technology, what is a better way to keep Taiwan the way it is? Then we get all the technologies, information back into China. This is
Build up,
exactly
sweet,
what China
maybe.
is doing. So the other thing about blue water navy, Chinese calculation is this. Look, we're not going to fight the American Navy in the Indian Ocean, in the Pacific. We're only going to fight around us because if we control Taiwan one day, the trade route to South
This
Korea,
Chinese guy is interesting.
Japan are in our hands. It's entirely controlled by China. 90% of the Japanese fuel, 90% of the Korean fuel goes through this route. Right now it's split
The
because this
Chinese
side
guy,
is
yeah.
China,
That's a
that side
Japanese or
is
Chinese, I
Taiwan.
don't even know.
So China said, if we solve this problem, then we think about what we're going to do. So China's saying, okay, yes, we don't have the experience. We need to build the military, all these things. This is what we do now. First, make our shipbuilding capacity 232 times of the United States. Then after that, let's make sure our drone missile technology is advanced. Why? Because we want the cost of the U.S.
The
intervention
USA and
to be
Israel hit
terrible.
another
Then after
school
that,
in Iran.
we take
That's absolute
the Taiwan.
scumbags.
Then in Sun
Absolute
Tzu, this is what they
scumbags.
say. The best victory is you achieve victory without fighting a war. The worst victory, the lowest grade victory, is you fight a victory by conquering, taking one city after another. That's it. This is actually the Chinese thinking. I'm not saying this is good. Maybe it project weakness, but also in the Chinese thinking, make any of your people around you underestimate you, look down upon you, take you for granted. That is the best defense strategy. This is what the Chinese is thinking. Government is thinking. They're executing that, and we are also amazed by the progress they're thinking. Don't take it lightly. When the Chinese ideal, they look at two different type of animals, tiger and a bear. A bear would strike whenever it sees you. A tiger lurks in the grass, look at you, observe, then when it moves, it kills. The second is the Chinese ideal. Every Chinese ruler, ambitious Chinese ruler, think that way. That's the Chinese psyche. I land here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate it, Jing. Thank you so much for your thoughts, and we do appreciate it. Enjoyed the discussion with you. I think people appreciated it. They got a range of ideas and thoughts and opinions, and this is what we love to do on our spaces. And I was praising my audience so much about this that they do love, and I really have built probably, I without a shadow of a doubt, it is the best audience in the whole of social media,
Alright,
because I
bro.
can tell
Calm
you some
down
of
with your
those
gas in
other
it.
audiences are ideologically driven. They can't think outside whatever narrative they've been told, and they crash out, they lose their minds if somebody's given a different opinion. And I see that throughout X spaces. You got to have the same position irrespective of what the different ones are, or
Lovely
even on
blow past that
YouTube
level
or
on
on any of
UJ.
these other social medias. I gave you the
Just
example
broke
that
that
with Collab
level
Added,
there. I
with
don't see
Myron,
any other invalidations
and
in the
all
way.
audience just completely crashed out
This
because
should
of
be
Myron
a
being on there,
clean
and my
shot.
audience was like
If you get
chill,
a
like bro,
pullback,
oh
I'm
yeah, that was
taking a
good,
stab
go
on
for collab,
this.
interesting point. So we got the best
UJ
audience
on the
without a shadow of a doubt, the
M1.
best listeners, the best community in the whole of the
The
social media, and I think they
entries,
would have
triple
appreciated
five.
this conversation between us,
Uh-oh.
and had a few different
I got a
perspectives. I
feeling it's
think
gonna
it was
keep flying,
very
isn't it? God damn
kind
it.
of really fun.
It's
So I
not gonna
appreciate you
pull
coming
back,
on.
is
You're
it?
more than welcome to come on
God
at
damn
any
it.
time. Okay. And we got my boy. Oh yes, let's bring him up. Appreciate it, Jang. Thanks for coming. Let me bring it
And I
up.
cut in front of
There
Andy
was
there
a
too.
Oh wait, one second.
okay.
I got inevitable here. Inevitable West. How you doing, bro? We just talking about how bad China was, how they were struggling. You missed it.
Andy was saying something, and I jumped on in front of him there. Andy, go ahead. I already was lined up to speak. Andy, I'm sorry I cut in front of you.
Yeah, I was saying that
Customer, why does he always
in a
have the
war
need
with
to open
China,
his
we
mouth?
would
Why,
be in
why
a
couldn't he
lot of
just stay
trouble
quiet? Like, he
because, I
don't have to
mean,
open his mouth to say
we, as we've
anything.
seen, we're
He
having
can just shut his
trouble
pie hole.
stopping Iranian drones and missiles, and they don't have nearly, I mean, they don't have as good of missiles or drones as
Damn it, I
China
really
has,
wanted to go
and
along on
they're not
UJ,
even using
but
their best stuff yet,
it's
and
it's
China could
like
fire
nearly
off
10
much
pips
bigger
away from the
volleys.
zone.
And just
Create a new
imagine
zone,
if,
come
let's
on.
say,
Create a
China
new
starts
bloody
invading
zone.
Taiwan, and then we
Come
go
on.
in to
Damn it.
intervene. Just imagine China; they could probably fire off. They probably have could launch 1,000 ballistic missiles simultaneously at our bases in South Korea and Japan. We don't have the interceptors for that. Bases would be destroyed within an hour of that war starting. Like, we don't have the capacity to stop that. Like, now could we park our carriers far? And China has long range ballistic missiles, so what would stop them from also hitting our carriers thousands of miles out at sea as well? Like, there's how do we even defend against that? There's nothing we could do. Like, what are we gonna do? Shoot a bunch of? I mean, sure. Could we probably fly long? We could definitely. Could we fly long range bombers and drop them on China's advancing troop transports and sink them in the sea? Yes. So I do think we could drag the war to a stalemate and stop the invasion, but the cost of stopping that invasion would be all of our bases in South Korea and Japan getting destroyed. So again, that's a stalemate. That war is a stalemate. No one wins.
Yeah, it's the
And
South China Sea. The South China Sea is the battleground there, and it has been for the past 20 some years. And they're aggressively taking. They took surprise. I was in Vietnam, like I said, for
Damn it,
7 years. I worked
UJ still
I
and
going.
had talked with them. Yep.
Come on,
I don't even
GJ.
think
If
China
if
should
GJ
try to
breaks,
invade
then
because
oh
we're
wait a
spending
second.
ourselves into oblivion, and we're going to lose the global reserve currency status. So if you're China, why not just let America walk itself into financial oblivion and then
There might be a
slowly
unique
ask,
trade of
like, if you're
UJ longs
China
and
and you're
GJ
seeing
shorts.
the stupid crap we're doing in the Middle East, just sit there. Like, the big screw up China did was the child policy. If they didn't do that, imagine how much they'd be rolling if they didn't make that mistake.
Same way, Andy. The same way
Yeah.
that they've been bleeding us in Ukraine. Russia has been laughing at us bleeding ourselves out in Ukraine.
I mean, they're doing fine. I think I'm the most qualified here because being in Hong Kong, right, the Pearl River Delta and the South China Seas, right there. Um,
Oh, he's back again.
I'm
He's so
thankful I'm
annoying,
but
this
it's
guy.
showing a little bit with this Iran conflict that it's incredibly difficult to project power so far away from the United States. Like people think sending a few carriers is enough and it's just like having a military base, it's not. That, you know, like, they're vulnerable. The jets have to go very far to get to a target. They need to refuel. It is, I think, in my opinion, based on what we've seen in Iran, they're not prepared to do that in the South China Sea with China, like, at all. I mean, they're a formidable army and military. They are not a joke. They're going to they have to cross this little tiny piece of water to get to Taiwan, whereas we have to cross the Pacific Ocean. So I think it's a done deal. And the thing is, look, it's funny. My roommate, one of my roommates, uh, my senior year of college, he was Korean, and he told me a bunch of stories about this, about China's plans, right? So he said that they promised for the centennial, which I think a lot of people know now, which is 2027, and they said they're going to keep that promise, and they believe that Taiwan, Korea, Japan is all part of China. So they have big ambitions. They're building up their military to do a lot more than just take Taiwan. And I think personally, because of the reality hitting the US and the US Army or military, I think they're probably going to work out a deal with China and Taiwan,
Yep.
where Taiwan kind
UJ's
of
off the
maybe gets some
tables. It's already moved
a
16
similar
pips away
deal
from the entry.
to Hong Kong
Ultimately,
and
we're
Macau,
ready
whereas like in those cases is
from
50
London
years
Open,
of
ready
being
up
a special
40
administrative
pips.
region, where there's
From this
different
zone
laws,
here, where the
different
entry
separate
would have
immigration,
potentially
everything.
occurred, we're up about 30 pips.
And
So I think we're done,
China
man,
stays
for
like hands
UJ.
off for a little while.
Oh well. The analysis is right. Everything was correct. I
Yeah,
just couldn't catch a
agree.
clean entry, man. Just looking at this now, where would the clean entry have
Inevitable
occurred?
loss, are you back?
Couldn't take it out from
Yep.
here.
Inevitable China. What's
Okay.
up, brother?
You
How are you?
missed it, bro. We had a big discussion about how China is so
No
weak and
entry
how it can't do
anywhere,
anything. What's your thoughts
to
on
be
that?
honest. So
Yeah, I
yes,
heard.
it is what it
I
is, isn't
was
it? I
really wishing
suppose.
that fellow who you were talking to
Francis
would get
Farnes was
into
Celestial
the all
says
the
Strait of Hormuz
revolutions. I mean,
has
the
to
idea
reopen.
that, the Chinese, the people of China, um, aren't, don't have that militant spirit is just, yeah. And how many?
What are
There's
you
been
gonna
like
do?
endless revolutions
Inevitable.
in the
What are you
last
gonna
like
do?
500 years.
Inevitable. What are you gonna do? You
Mm-hmm.
do kung fu on the battlefield.
Oh, it's more than that. I mean, like, dude, just in the last 500 years, I mean, you've had like two dynasties and the Republican era and the establishment of the PRC all start through revolution. And I just wish he brought that up. Like, just the fighting spirit is kind of like the easiest. That's like the lowest hanging fruit. Yeah, everything from like the Ming dynasty started through revolution. The Qing dynasty technically started through, I guess, hostile, military kind of takeover, if you will. But still, even after that, just during the Qing
You
dynasty
don't think
and that
Inevitable? You
300-year
don't think the
period.
Chinese man's a bit more feminine nowadays?
Yeah, bro.
Um, no, I don't think
Bro,
so.
are you
But
joking? Like, okay,
yeah,
Bro.
I haven't been to China,
What
right?
bullshit are
I
these
went
guys
to
talking about
China
now, man?
Airport, but I've been to Korea and Japan, bro. And
Mm.
how should I say this without
You've been to
sounding
Korea
mean?
and Japan,
Get
therefore.
cancelled.
Wow.
Um, they are very
Honestly, if it
feminine.
wasn't
Like
for the
the
news, I
guys are
would block
holding
these
their
idiots because they're all just
handbags
chat a
and
bunch of BS.
Yes.
But
bro, like
care
Yes.
about the
six,
news
like
more than
it's
that be.
so they're so cooked, bro.
The,
And
the
I'm
chicks
like,
are in
bro, like
charge.
who these guys gonna fight? Like what is going on? And they're like the chicks walking ahead and they're walking behind her
Yep.
with the little
Yep.
handbag. Like, come on,
Yep.
I'm this. What do you think?
100% accurate.
It's because of soy
Hundred
sauce.
percent,
They eat a lot of soy
hundred
sauce.
percent accurate. I've been to Korea and China. I love China. Shanghai is amazing and beautiful, but bro, the women are wearing the pants. That's why a lot of them, honestly, in Hong Kong, there's a lot of more Westerners, so they're able to do it. They go for Westerners because in China, like the men like are the bitch. Like like you said, they have a little handbag,
That's like same I
walking
noticed in
behind,
Japan and
taking
Korea.
pictures.
This is what I said to Ryan. I said, Ryan, you've got 6 times more kids than the entire average Japanese man. Like, there's a reason for
Oh
that.
my god. Yeah, dude. He's like taking pictures for her, a million pictures. They love taking pictures.
Well, look, the U.S.
actually
just got
very
out of like
feeble.
a transgender and military about like a couple of years ago.
Okay,
You
yeah,
know,
there's
so
two transgenders that joined the military. You guys don't even have. You guys just got electromagnetic
The US has got
launch
transgenders, but like
systems,
all Chinese men are kind of almost become transgender.
high estrogen.
I don't
And
know. I
and
mean,
it's funny you say 500 years. Why'd you leave out the century of humiliation? Huh? You guys were smoking that
well,
opium, huh?
well, look, even during that, you know, I mean, there were like the Boxer Rebellion
And
and the
they got crushed.
well, sure, but part of that was, of course, mismanagement during the Qing. I mean, the Qing rulers were pretty horrible. The Manchu Qing were awful. They were, I mean, that's why they were overthrown. They were overthrown by a Westerner. Well, not a Westerner, but like a Western inclined, you know, obviously a Sun Yat Sen. Um, and for good reason. I mean, everybody was pretty much demoralized for like 30 years leading into the end of the Qing era in 1910 or and 1911.
Inevitable. Be honest,
But
bro.
no,
Be
man. Oh,
honest.
go ahead,
If
go.
it's
But you
if
left
it's
it out.
against one American, you're gonna need about five Chinese man. Chinese man. What do you think?
I'd say the opposite because the five Americans, two of them are going to be like, you know, they're not going to know
Fat.
English.
They're gonna be
The
fat.
other two of them are going to be like 300 pounds and diabetic, and then one is going to be like, you know, white but like, you know, just yeah,
Japan's a
it's not gonna, you
diabetic.
know, yeah, no, I think it'd be a pretty easy challenge. And by the way, did you see
What are you talking
Take
about?
the
shots without
Indian
Get
telling
five
me
team?
Chinese
taking
guys, and
shots.
three of them will be like, people who are just playing video games. They'd be like, Chong, get off
Yeah, they're
that
playing League of
PlayStation
Legends.
5. And you're, Mom, I don't wanna. I gotta play level 29 of the Age of Empires, and I've gotta collect 100 eggs. And then the other and the other
They're
two
gonna be League of Legends. They're playing League of
League of
Legends and
Legends,
StarCraft.
yeah. The other two will be like, "Oh, I'm going Pokemon hunting," and the last one will be like, "I'm going to watch."
I'm not even in good shape, and I could probably take 90% of the people in the Chinese military just because I'm 6'3" and 220.
what's the Korean songs, Bunty?
They're
What's it
ripping
called
on
again?
China hard.
K-pop.
K-pop,
What?
yeah.
They're
And the other one's like, "Oh,
Proper
what's called
ripping on them
K-pop?
hard.
I gotta gotta
Demon
wax.
Hunters.
I gotta
K-pop Demon
wax my
Hunters.
entire body before I can even be in the right metal."
You're still talking about the Americans, right? Or was that
No,
what was
Chinese,
that?
bro. You Chinese, you guys are dude. You guys just march in unison, bro. That's what you're good at. You just march in unison in the streets
Well, look, at
for
least we don't hold
parades.
paper mache planes like in the American parades back in like what was that, July of last year? They had the little paper mache
Trump is a clown.
drones,
Trump is a clown.
no, not even drones. They were like fighter
Right? No, no,
planes,
no.
I
On a
guess.
serious point. On a serious point. Do you
Oh
think
dear
that
lord.
China could do the same operation that the United States did in Venezuela?
Yeah, I'd say pretty easily. I
Oh
think
my
in
God.
fact,
Oh
I
my
think that
God. Which
well,
which special forces in China matches Delta Force?
well, look, I honestly think when it comes to Taiwan, for example, that you know, I think you made a point like this earlier. It's
They're
probably
really
going to be
waffling
like a
about
handover
BS.
via phone call.
Anyway, back
Taiwan
to
is
trading.
literally
I
probably
can't seem
just
to
going to be,
find
hey,
anything,
look, we're
man.
coming, and then the other guys are just going to be like, okay, well,
Like, for example,
Well,
ooh,
if we
that's
were
not
to
my
have
point.
taken
I'm
it
not
from
saying
London
that
yeah.
Open,
you
yeah?
take the
Let's just
leadership
have a
of
look here on
Taiwan. I'm
GJ.
saying,
So,
could you do that? It's like I'm
25,
saying as it's a
SL's way
litmus
too
test
big. Let's
of
just say we did
how well trained and
7
or how
pips,
effective
and then how far are we
the
away
Chinese
from that
military
zone
is. You
there?
don't
Well,
One,
have
spe-
the
two,
special
three,
special
infrastructure.
four,
for
five,
oh my bad. Well, look,
6, 7,
special
8.
forces are pretty they're pretty similar like all over the world for the most part. I mean, I know the United States has you know,
Wait,
obviously certain perks, but it's a pretty cut and dry job. You know,
let's
there's
just
not
say
much even
7
defense
there.
when it comes to the
Bro,
idea of black bagging somebody. It's pretty straightforward and
So
stuff.
there's
And
bro, they
zero point 0.6 of
literally
spread. It would have
those
slapped.
island. Oh, go ahead.
It would have hit it
bro, they
anyway.
literally build
So yeah.
one to
One,
one
it was too big. Two, it would
scale
have tagged.
models
There's
of
no
the
entry there.
compounds before they do it. They did it for Bin Laden
Okay,
and they did it
breaking
for
news. Breaking news.
Maduro.
Wait, 1 second. Okay, bringing the conversation back now. That was a bit of fun for me, but just because we had
No
a lot of
entry
space for
there.
discussion for a good few hours.
There was an entry there,
Just
but
some
after you
breaking
touch the
news.
supply zone, don't have to look
More
at that build
launches
up
from
sweep into a
Iran.
demand zone. Sure,
More
but touch the
launches
supply
from
zone first.
Iran.
Not
So
going near
more
that.
missiles have been launched in Iran. Normally, it is at this time when Iran ends up hitting them quite hard. So
It's lunchtime.
okay, you're doing it again, bro.
No, no, for Israel. I'm saying in Israel it's lunchtime.
Okay. Um. More missile launches from Iran. Hopefully this will work. Oh, sure, bro. It's a good question. Ask him why Ivy's back. Breaking more missile launches from Iran. Let's see where these are going. These going to boom boom Tel Aviv. Sirens are being heard. Okay, listen, where's the Omar? Omar, thanks for joining us. I'm hearing sirens are blazing in Amman, Jordan. Can you confirm?
Yeah, I had to put down all the shutters in the house just so I don't hear them. They're constantly annoying. They don't stop. It's crazy. That means ever since 12 a.m. last night till I think 8 a.m. and now they're starting again. So it's like constantly nonstop, 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 brother.
Yeah, yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that.
Beautiful. Man, fan,
I'm
man,
seeing the
man,
launches are happening
fantastic.
right now. Missile launches are happening right now. Let's see what else we've got. We have hmm, strange. Okay, the missiles and oh, so there's missile launches, but apparently they're not flying to Israel. So everyone's trying to ascertain where they're going. Where they're going, guys? Where do you think? Some are saying it's to Israel. Others are saying it's not to Israel. Who's the target? Is it Israel? Is it the favorite target of Bahrain? Is it my favorite target? Actually, my favorite target is still Israel, but second favorite is UAE. Is it is it
India,
I have to correct
India,
myself sometimes
inshallah.
because I can't. I was speaking to Ryan in the interview and he was like, "Why are you smiling so much about UAE?" I don't know what it is, bro. I can't explain it, but definitely.
Can they
But
hit India?
the ones
Please.
flying over here, when the sirens sound, they get hit by the Iron Dome, which is half, or not even half. It's like a quarter here, and then 90% in our occupied lands. So when the sirens sound here, it means they're definitely going to Israel. So we wouldn't be hearing them here if they're going to anywhere else. So they're definitely headed to your favorite place.
Okay, okay,
Boom,
yeah, we'll
boom,
see.
boom, 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 Tel
Because
Aviv.
remember, they
This
don't
is
have
what you
the
get for
early
all
warning clicks
your
anymore.
evil
So
deeds.
where's
Boom,
what's
boom,
going? Let me
boom.
ask the somebody where they're
Ah,
going.
love it.
Okay, let's see.
Absolutely
Any
love
more
it.
news? Missiles going. Where are they going? We just don't know. Is it Israel? Is it UAE? Let's do it in order. Is it Israel? Is it UAE? What do I prefer, Bahrain or Saudi? Bahrain or Saudi or Qatar or which other countries is it? Kuwait.
Kuwait, Kuwait.
Where could these be going?
Afghanistan. I'm telling you, it's Afghanistan.
The
Sirens are
Golan
Saudi
Heights.
oil
sounding.
fields. Please be the Saudi oil fields. I want my chaos.
Go the
Sirens are
Golan
sounding
Heights.
in Aqaba, Jordan. Sirens are sounding in Aqaba, Jordan. I'm seeing right now. Could this be going towards Jordan? But Jordan doesn't have a.
No,
Nah.
if they're siren in Jordan, some are coming through and passing, trying to get to our occupied lands, and the sirens in Aqaba means they're targeting the coastline of Eilat. So they're targeting touristic locations, and then also there's gas line pipes and energy pipes over there.
Yeah, I don't think
So
they'll
they're
be
trying to
targeting
target
tourists. I think with Elliot, it's got important infrastructure like the gas pipes and energy
exactly.
supplies. And you have to remember they hit Haifa port really hard the last 2 days. So it's actually I
Yeah.
was expecting Elliot to be hit a lot harder. So that's probably what they're doing. Uh,
Oh, definitely.
Um, hopefully they hit India once.
No, they need to hit that Indian port that's in Haifa that's been getting rocked by Hezbollah ever since, or maybe it was Hezbollah ever since they came into the fold a few days ago. I think that that's been a pretty severe target financially because there's that Israel through the Middle East and through India sort of pathway that they're trying to do. It's like a port that they have specifically in Haifa. And I heard earlier there was a super chat talking about Lebanon and the puppet that's over there. I don't remember his name, but he's the guy they installed. Basically, the West installed him in 2024, and he's begging basically for a ceasefire because he can't stop Hezbollah. And he really, I mean, the conditions for him to even get into power, from what I recall, were about stopping Hezbollah or about subduing them rather. And of course, the U.S. and the whole West basically explicitly pretty much obligated the Lebanese government to regulate, stuff like armament, for
Yo,
non-state groups and
Ndugu.
anything that's not basically the Lebanese armed forces. So uh, that's proving to be a complete catastrophe. There was a whole charade made about it. The idea was that Hezbollah was subdued, when
These
really it
markets
was
are
just
annoying,
waiting in the
Ndugu.
wings for an event
I
just
wanted to
like
go long on
this. So
UJ.
that's just another
Hold
one of
price
the million,
beautifully. No entries because
things that have
invalid
gone
zone,
wrong
invalid
for the
zone.
West just over the last 2 weeks. It's kind of glorious
Hold
to
price
see. I just
flies
love
up.
it. You think they
And
think
then
they had, I don't know. It's just they thought they had it all figured out,
it makes
and
it not
now it's
valid
like
to
the
take that
damage
trade
that's being
anymore.
done in really key areas like Tel
All
Aviv and
SLs are too big.
Haifa, and obviously in Haifa it's rough because what's going on in
Yeah.
Lebanon seems to be displacing a lot of people, and a lot of people
Somewhat
are having to
annoying,
evacuate.
Moangi.
And I know
Somewhat
that gets
annoying.
tricky because there are a lot of Palestinians there, and they, no one wants to see people go through what I imagine they're going through. But at the same time, um, it's just great to see these state interests with Lebanon and Israel sort of fall apart because yeah, it's great. It's great to see. I don't know, but
Just some more
yeah.
news. We've got some more news, which is we're still looking to see where these. Sorry, inevitable. China. Give me 2 seconds. I'll go straight back to you. But oh crap, where's it gone? Also, this in Jordan gets 58% of its electricity from natural gas, and roughly 80% of that gas comes from Israel. So now it's gonna face an energy crisis. I also saw. What's this? Okay, this is it. So this is news. This is according to Israeli media, and they are saying that Donald Trump or Trump's advisors are encouraging him to formulate a plan to exit the war. Things are not going well for them. They're losing the war, and so his advisors are telling him to look for a exit plan.
Love it.
Told you guys. I told you guys, listen, we are the only ones because I look through social media, and they're like, everyone's like, America's winning, and I'm like, bro, like, we're not even saying Iran's winning. We're saying Iran's shading it, right? Like, I believe Iran's shading it. I think some others think like America's winning a bit more or whatever. I think Myron was on the other day and he said he thought America was winning. I think Iran's shading it. Ryan Dawson, I think, thinks it's 50-50. But the point being, we're the only place you get that news, the real information, because everybody else is giving you propaganda. Propaganda. Okay, before I go back to, I believe I interrupted Inevitable, but just before I do, and I like Inevitable, he's a great guy. I like having a good banter with him. Where else can I do my sinophobia? Where else can I do my sinophobia when the world is doing a whole load of sinophilia? Uh, okay, we got
One sec, Moangi. Just doing something
Israel
just in
is
case you're
hitting. Israel and
commenting.
US are hitting Tehran right now as well. That's the latest news. Inevitable. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead and do wrap up your point.
No, totally. No, I think the only other thing I had in mind was just the futility of the mutual disarmament deal between Israel and Lebanon on the southern ends, particularly. I think they were supposed to assure, by like sometime last year around this time, that there would be pretty much no weapons in the southern part of Lebanon at all, in like non-state weapons specifically, like so anything basically Hezbollah, basically. And just the idea that they had this social security, some part of me almost wonders if the Israel and the United States kind of knew that some of the so-called Iranian
Why is it not letting
proxies
me download my
were never really
certificate?
going to be disarmed, right? Even the idea of Hamas disarming. I have always wondered, how were they able to secure or guarantee that for sure? Like, how would they be able to assure that? And I think that's part of the incentive that Israel has to continue to antagonize Iran is, well, look, we actually consider you to be the head of the snake. And they already have this sort of like
Doesn't work.
doctrine of decapitation strikes and decapitation attacks and taking out heads of state and leaders and whatnot. So No, I mean that's pretty much what I had for that. I was just kind of musing about that.
I'm gonna tell the chat if they keep hating, I'm gonna start just reporting them.
Hey, don't be report my chat or I'll drop you forever.
Reporting what?
No, the
That's some
users,
snitch shit.
they're hating on me.
No, I don't
So?
care. I don't care. They're on it. They're the best chat ever. They're the best community. They know. You need to improve your behavior. They're just watching you. That's why they're asking for you to be your best self.
Jewish
Thick
behavior.
skin.
Jewish behavior.
I mean, you're the one who's playing victim, so I don't
That's
know
what
if
I'm doing. That's what I'm saying.
you're like,
That's what I'm saying.
they are partaking in the worst
Shut it down. Shut it
anti-Semitism.
down.
I am
Oh
going to
boy.
censor them. Oy vey. That's all I'm hearing from you, Abundance.
Oy
Now
vey.
explains your friendship with Josie. Let's go
Oy
to
vey.
sorry.
I said, oy vey. Shut it down. Shut it down,
Shut it
please.
down.
You guys are,
Exactly.
you're
This
bullying
guy
me.
is
You're
so
bullying me. I
annoying,
don't
man.
like it.
Legit.
Let's go to Jay. Good one. Go ahead, Jay.
What's going on, everyone? I got a little bit more breaking news. So, Saudi
You
Aramco.
gotta say breaking news. Breaking news.
Breaking news, boom, boom, Tel Aviv. No, I wish it was more boom, boom, Tel Aviv. But no, this one is actually about Saudi Arabia. So, Saudi Aramco CEO just announced that they're about to reach max capacity on one
1
of their key
second. I'm nearly
pipelines, which
done.
means they're going to have to, likely start, shutting down their productions, or at least oh wait, no, it looks like they're rerouting some of their productions. But long story short, the Strait of Hormuz closure is causing big problems, for them too. So the blockade is doing what it needs to do. But real quick on where the missiles are going. What I hope Iran is doing is blowing up the entrances to the bunkers. In Israel, they
There is
cannot
no
go
exit
down,
plan, Mohangi.
into the
That's the
bunkers. And I
thing. They're just
think
talking
what we'll
BS.
see
Anyway,
is the
hi,
big
welcome. How you
difference
doing, bro?
between how Israelis act when they're being
How
bombed
are you
versus how
doing, Mohangi?
Palestinians act, in that same situation. I think
How
the
are
big
you?
difference will be, Palestinians refuse to leave their actual homeland, while Israelis
Hello, Vite.
will
Welcome,
scatter out the country
Vite,
pretty
to the
quickly.
bite.
So, I know they're sending
Ah,
off more missiles. I hope that's
welcome,
one of
welcome,
their targets.
welcome.
I heard some news earlier today that
I'm
apparently
alright,
they had
man.
bombed one of the
I'm glad you're
bunkers
doing
where a
well.
lot of the
I'm
leadership is
okay.
going. So if they keep up that type of
Basically wanted to
energy,
go
I
along
think that will
here,
be
wanted to
a
go along
much
here,
better
couldn't get an
target
entry,
than,
wanted to go along
going
here,
for the
couldn't get an
oil
entry.
fields. So that's what
Um,
I'm rooting for.
prices moved like
Blow
10,
up the
15
bunkers
pips
so they
away. At
have
that
nowhere
point,
to
it's
go.
moved
And then
too
after
far
the
for me to
infrastructure
consider
starts going down,
taking an entry.
then Palestine will actually
Welcome
be
to
free. And I think
Stratton
that's a
Oakmont.
quick
Hello,
way to,
Harune.
end that
How are you doing? Did
colonialist
you trade
project
after
over there.
2% drawdown? Bro, I'm trying to take a trade vibe, but custom, I keep getting swerved. I keep getting swerved, man. I called EUGU
Thank you,
shorts, yeah,
Jay.
which obviously
I was
like
looking at
GU's
that
cleaner, but they weren't
about
given a good
the
entry. There's
slowing down of the
invalidations and stuff like that,
production,
or
and
the
I
SL
think
was
it's
too big.
across the board. I think
So there's a bunch of issues there.
all the
Then
Gulf
UJ, I
countries
wanted
have
to
to
go
do that
long.
at some point because
And then
it's at
obviously my
a default
analysis is
now.
perfect on
So
UJ, but I couldn't catch an entry because it
Yep,
touched
with
an invalid
Kuwait
zone.
too.
I
I
couldn't
heard, in
take it.
fact,
And then
Kuwait
when it
had
broke the invalid zone,
completely
I had
shut
my
it
long
down
position
a
tool
bit
ready to set
earlier
the limit,
today
and then
too.
it kept
So
going
that
higher
just
and higher
adds,
and higher. And I was like, oh my
another
god.
country to the
So
another
like for me, like
country slash oil
if
producer to the
price
list. But
leaves my
the
entry by like
volatility we're
so
seeing
many
in the
pips, I
oil
don't take the
market, when
trade
I
because that
tell
could
you,
be a
like,
reversal
people are
then. You know
making
what I mean? It's
like
annoying,
trillions
man.
off. Well, I don't know
And
about
then
trillions, but a
GJ,
whole lot of money off
I
this.
wanted
Like,
a reversal
oil had crashed down to
after taking
nearly
these highs.
$85 again
Because there's no
earlier
entry for
today. Now
longs.
it's
Like there's
back
literally
again,
no
like
entry for
above
longs, bro.
90
And
again
if I
last
had
time I
taken it
checked.
from
And my
London
guess
open
is with
demand
this
right
news
here,
and,
one,
the
that would have
news
failed
that
right there.
Iran,
Two, that SL was way
isn't
too big, and they would have
gonna
failed
just
as well.
let the war end
So
just like that, it'll probably be
I
back to
think
like
I'm
110,
about
120
40%
later. But,
right on price action
that
today.
actually makes me
I got
wonder,
EUG right as well. So
if the
I
markets are
got
actually being
EUGU
used to
UJ right.
manipulate
GJ I
us
was
too.
wrong.
And I think,
I got 75%
be
right
one
on
flaw,
the
in
direction.
Simon's logic, and I don't want to talk about him since he isn't
There's
here.
just no
But
bloody
I
energy.
think they know that we watch the markets to try to figure out what's
Listen, you
coming next,
Harune.
and I feel like they may use that, to
This guy
manipulate
is
us
talking
and
out doesn't
make
really
us
have
think,
much insight anyway.
they're
He's
doing
okay,
certain
doesn't really
things,
have
because
much to
there's
say.
no way, like, if you've really been following what's happening, I just don't understand how they could believe that Iran would stop the war just because Trump said that, he was going to start winding down. Yet the markets just
I know.
reacted and started,
I know.
bringing the price of oil down just because Trump made that announcement. So that whole situation today just made me feel like they're actually using the markets as part of their manipulation tactic. So, I'd love to hear Simon's opinion on that, because otherwise these swings don't really make sense.
Hey, we've seen Trump game the markets
It
in the
could go
West
back up. I
for
need to have a
like
look a
all of
bit
last
more
year
in
with the
it,
tariff
see what the
talk.
score is.
Anytime Trump even floated out tariffs or suggested them, it didn't matter if the pretext made sense or not. It didn't matter if it was consistent in internal logic.
So yeah, Vi,
It
that's
was
pretty
just a
much it
matter
from
of
me.
reactionary. And you'd see
Mwangi, are you in
you'd see things
anything? Are
about
you looking at
insider
anything?
trading and major whales making
Haroon
decisions
says, do you reckon
beforehand,
oil's going to go
whatever,
back
right?
up? That's a good question, man.
But no, I mean, in this case, Iran has shown the ability to sort of take charge. Stopping the Strait of Hormuz is clearly a decision that was made out of necessity for Iran. And there have been questions of the veracity of the stoppage and whether people are just turning transponders off and the ships are really getting through, but oh, people are
Basically, what happened, yeah?
so basically sort of trying
These
to
lot waffling, so
neutralize
ignore
the
these guys
impact
for a
that Iran
second.
has
So
had.
what happened was,
But you can tell by the way that the
after
market has
Iran's done the
responded
Strait of
and by
Hormuz, they
how the
closed it, and then
nation,
the
the
oil
Gulf
restrictions
nations have
happened,
responded as well.
and then they
And really
attacked,
just
obviously, all the
internationally
oil
that,
facilities. Apparently,
it's a
Israel
serious
did that
deal.
as well. Who
The
knows? Who
strait
cares?
is for the most
And
part closed.
Europe
It's not
basically said
it's
they're
not a
gonna
game and it's not something that is
use 400 million barrels
like
of their
even in
reserves
Iraq, for example. Iraq has
to help
already,
control
outside of
or
the
help
drone attacks, they've in Kurdistan they've
economy
stopped production at like
internationally.
500,000 barrels.
The only
In
ships
their
going through are
Mamalia field in
Chinese ships
Basra,
at
they
the moment. I
stopped
don't think there's
production at
anything
like
else getting
1.5
through. I don't think.
million barrels.
And then you had
In Qatar,
Financial Times,
they
which is basically
kind of
the
did
news
a
outlet for
pretty strong
the markets and
stoppage
stuff,
for
like not
LNG production for
financial
like
juice, it's
I
Financial
think it was like a
Times,
few
the
weeks.
actual news like
And in
company, like a
Saudi
news
Arabia, like
outlet.
I think
But
they
they
sustained a
focus on
hit anyway
Forex
through the
and
drone
like
attacks
the
in their
markets
biggest
and financial
refinery,
perspectives, right?
which
They
handles about
released a
again
statement
half
saying
a
that the
million
government wants
to
to
like a
try and
million
keep
barrels, I
oil
think roughly
in between the
per
100 to
day.
115 range,
And that's just
until they
in one
make a deal
refinery.
with the Middle East to kind of figure out
And
what's
like you
going
said,
on. Which is why
Kuwait
you
and
had the
some of these
massive
other
sell-off
states
because of that.
are also
And
encountering
you
that.
had the
Israel
point
is
where
taking
Europe is
hits
going to offer
as
400
well
million barrels of
in their
oil
refinery in
out of their
Basra.
reserves to help kind
So
of
it just
dampen
goes
the
to show
impact on
like
oil and
this is
stuff
a
like that, which is
serious
why you had the massive sell-off.
economic warfare.
Now,
This is
that's why
like
oil has
again,
sold off.
commodities are
The
being
thing I
attacked
seen
and
is one
it
of
does
the
risk,
senior
as
commanders
everyone's
of
probably
the
said a million times,
Iranian
it does
army
risk
said
a wide
the other day,
scale
yeah,
long-term
it's an
global
interesting
recession
comment. He said,
if it continues. And I think
don't
that's
worry,
why
guys, keep your eyes open. Look, oil
Russia
is going to
and China
150.
have both,
So I don't know
gotten
what they're
involved in the
thinking of doing. If
conversation.
he's actually
Russia
saying
has
something
talked
serious about,
directly to
yeah, look,
Trump
we're going to
yesterday, and then
attack, yeah,
China has
or if he's just,
spoken to the Gulf
messing around,
states
I don't
as
really
well.
know.
China has a few envoys
So
being sent out to each
I find
of the
that
Gulf states,
interesting.
actually, specifically to discuss
So
how
I
they can
think
move
oil is
forward.
gonna keep going up.
So it's
But
sort of
if I
been
was to buy,
the
a
biggest
nice
players
level
in
would have
BRICS have
been
stepped
around about
in
here. I would
directly
have
and
been
are
a
looking
nice
to
level.
bring things to at least a manageable
So like
conclusion. But that's
80.5 to
not to take away
83.6,
Iran's
or
right to
even
defend themselves,
80.5
especially considering the increasing hostility and the aggression shown
to
from,
maybe even
basically a
86
genocidal
dead.
death cult
I'd say something
being ran
around
out of
this
Tel
level is
Aviv
a
and
good idea,
also controlling the United
because
States
you
as a
can go
marionette
back up.
puppet.
You
That's
can set your
kind of where
SL
we're
at
at.
Yeah, no,
75,
speaking of that,
and
I
they can go all
actually
the way back up
heard
to
that
115
Trump
again to
is
3R,
suggesting to Putin that,
3-4R. Now, if
they
it was
work
me
together to
personally,
find ways to,
I would probably
quote
wait
unquote,
for it to
wind
come
down the
down to about
Ukraine war
82.
and the Iran war at the same time. But,
Actually, you know what?
when you look
83 is
at
a
the
good
whole
level.
chessboard and
And then I
everything
keep
going on in
75 5 there.
Europe,
Probably
it
like
seems
75
like,
five.
the establishment, which is made
So
up of
like
obviously
75 5,
Zionists
and
and
then that's a
Americans, are
5 hour
really
trade.
pushing Europe,
Now,
into a
I'm
confrontation
considering,
with
do I get in
Russia,
on my personal
and I just
account?
don't see America backing out.
But it's my own money on my
If that
personal
happens,
account.
but they
Oh,
do
by the
seem to
update,
want,
I've been paid
the
out by Quantech Call.
military-industrial
I've been
complex in
paid out.
Europe to start building up, so
I can't say
they
anything
can
for legal
try to do
purposes,
that. Now, is it
but I've
actually
been paid out.
possible for
Allah
them to do
Mubarak, I'm
that?
done. I'm done
I
with them.
doubt
I'm
it, but
done.
that
Allah
doesn't mean
Mubarak,
that
I'm free.
they
I'm
couldn't
free
convince a
from
few
them.
countries to
I'm
actually
free.
send some troops over
Takbir.
there, and that
I'm
would wind
free.
up
So now I've
like
got my
drawing
personal
America
account
into the war.
funded with
So to be
100
honest with you,
with the grand.
I actually don't even expect a
Well,
confrontation
1070,
with China to
and that's my
happen.
personal account
The
now.
more I
And the
think
aim is
about it,
still the
because I
same.
think America
Do
is
not blow
about to
the
run out
account,
of gas
preserve the account, and just
fighting
grow as much as you
Iran and
can.
Russia, if I
Risk
had
is
to guess. But
2.5%
I
on that
actually
account,
do think there probably
because
will be a
that's basically the
confrontation in
margin
Ukraine at
limit.
some
So I
point.
can't risk
The
more than
Europeans are going to draw
2.5%,
the
because
Americans
that's what
in.
the margin limit
The war
basically
in
is on the
Iran
account.
is going to wind up getting boots on
Max
the
risk I
ground,
can
and
do, or
then
max lot
I
size,
doubt
is
they'll ever actually get to China. But
1.05 lots. I'm just gonna stick to one
it'll
lot.
help actually the establishment
And
gain
then hopefully
control
just
over
start growing the account
Americans
from there.
when everyone
Now,
is
because
poorer
of the
over here
extreme
and unable to
volatility we
push
have in
back.
the
So,
market
that's my
and
prediction. I
where
don't think we're ever
everything's
going to get to
going,
China.
I just don't really want to be exposed in a highly
Guys,
volatile market like oil
sorry, this
in my
cricket, man.
personal account. With
Guys,
prop
we're now
firms, you
on
could
day,
take a
I
little
don't know what day
giggle
are
on
we
there,
on,
I
day 11?
suppose,
I
with
think we're on
very
day 11
small
or day
risk,
12.
and yeah, sure, you'll be okay.
Yeah, we're on day
Personal account, I won't
11.
do it because you
We've
need
now
enough
been going for
capital
more than
to
11
make money
days.
on the
Do
account, if you get
retweet,
what I mean.
reshare
So
the
yeah,
space.
that's my
Let
opinion.
everybody know we're live. Let's try and get as many
Would I
people in
trade
here
it?
as possible. We're also
Maybe.
live on
Should you trade it?
YouTube.
Probably
So
not.
we're streaming on there. I think we've got
Unless you
like
get
I don't know,
price
like over
dropping
100 people
down to
on there
that
listening on the
83
YouTube.
level or something like
Guys,
that. Take
let
a
your friends and
small,
family know
small
about the YouTube. They may
0.25%
be
trade on
too
there. And if it
boomerish,
goes up
or you know,
5
they're not
odd,
boomer
then
enough
you
to be
just
on
made
X, but at least they
1.25%.
can have
That's all I
YouTube
would do.
to go on. So do tell your
On a
friends and
personal
family
account
about
or
the
a funded
YouTube.
account.
In addition to that, guess what?
But for me, I'm
Does
just
have a
gonna sit
guy
and wait out.
of
I've got no rush. I'm
extreme
not in a rush to trade
philanthropy. There's a video in the
these
nest where we've
assets.
given updates about the last 24
Personally,
hours.
I
So
want to
thank
get
you.
in on oil.
Oy vey, I've been away for a whole day making some
Around about
fiat currency,
125,
which is
130 for a
fake.
short.
But I wonder what's happening in
So
this war with Iran.
about
We're like
probably
living a 10-minute overview
135
of the
is
day,
where I want to get in on a
looking at
short on
daily.
oil.
So you could be like, oy vey, what happened in the day? I don't know.
And then I want to
Potential spike
basically
as well.
trade
So you could say
price
smartmoney
back
drop
down to
10
about
minutes. You could be
65.
immediately put up to date. So click on the tweet in the nest. Follow
So
the channel.
that's what
Guys,
I
we've got
want to
like
do. I'm waiting for
3,000
more
something,
something like that.
3,000 something
And
away
then I
from
would dollar cost average
50,000
this, or I'd have
followers
no
on YouTube,
SL.
which is
And I
high
just do
considering we've only been
0.01,
doing it for a very
0.01
short period
every
of time.
like big jump. So
The channel
like
is
at
growing thanks to you
35, then
guys. So that
45,
would be pretty awesome if you can
or
all
like
give that a follow,
35, and
give
then
it to your friends
50.
and
I'll probably do
family.
another
Try and
0.01.
push it. Someone
Then
got
at
remote watches.
65,
Timpool,
I'll do
Ansel
like
Golden PBD podcast.
probably
Bro,
0.01.
Misbits.
And then at
First of
180,
all,
I'll do like
give your
0.0,
mum our channel
0.01, something like
and
that,
then
and then
tell
trade it
your
all the way
mum
back down to
that
65.
Suleiman went on Timpool,
Because then that would
destroyed
be a
them so
nice move.
badly that they had to delete the episode.
And
So,
I don't
mum,
think we're
whose
gonna hit
channel should he be
200 in all
watching?
honesty. I don't see us hitting 200.
Timpool, the fake Iranian, or a guy who's living amongst rats, or Suleiman? And
So
the
that's
answer will
what
be
I
very
would think of
easy.
anyway. On
Misbits.
oil. That's my own personal opinion.
So anyway, don't be like Misbits' mum. Follow my channel. Tell your mothers about my channel. Tell your family members
Alright,
and
man.
friends
Shut
about
up
my
with your
channel and
bloody
follow
begging
it.
for
We are
subscribers and
the
stuff.
resistance.
Sheesh.
And like that video in the nest
I get
as
very
well.
irritable by
Anyway,
these
back
guys. I
to
swear down,
the
they're really
space.
annoying.
Retweet the space as well, guys. Let's retweet, reshare the space.
Bottom
Okay,
right hand
what we
corner, bottom right hand corner, guys. Purple pill ship button. Tap that and then retweet the space and quote tweet it. Not just one or the other. You can quote tweet it too. Leave your opinion on the
And
quote
then
tweet
Mr.
and
Bundis
in
is
the
just kissing that
replies
ass as
because we do
always.
read them and
How
we
much you
want the
got? In what?
conversation
What do you
to
mean?
involve all
Dollar.
of the
Oh,
audience. Okay.
$1,600.
space, there's another button to share, and that one I love because you can send
After
it in
converting it
chats to
and
your
all that
friends in
stuff is
direct
about
messages, or you can copy a link and send it however you want.
£1,098. So basically 1,200. I
Share,
already
share,
spent
share, share, share.
IV's
There you
trying to
go.
redeem himself
120
with
on the
his
second
dad.
monitor,
Cute.
Redeem
and the
myself.
rest of it's in my personal account.
I'm just kidding.
Now, I should be getting a refund on the 200k account as well.
Great
When I
job,
get the
Ivy.
refund on the 200k account, that's
Would
also
even
going
better
to
if
my
you told
personal
everybody
account
about
as
the
well.
super chats.
So
But
inshallah, another
good job
five,
anyway.
£600.
Let's go to
And then I'll have a personal account of
Ing.
about
Don't pay
1,600,
thanks
which
for
ain't
joining us.
bad.
Give us your
And then if I stick to 2.5% risk on there, That's gonna be per trade about £500-600 per trade.
Why would you
Great,
come up? I
great
just thought I
time
had
to
a
tell
chance to
about the
write.
super.
Send
What's
someone a
time now?
text. Okay,
9:30.
let's drop this
Great
down.
time to do super chats, guys. In the nest, look up at the nest above me and Suleiman.
But basically,
There
I'm
is a
banned in
tweet
it, so I'm
there,
happy with the
and
result.
there you
I'm
can
perfectly happy
help
with it.
support, as it says, help support his work and independent journalism. Because guess what, guys? Elon Musk has $830 billion, and he doesn't pay Spaces hosts. He's a clown, and the Spaces crash even. So guess what, guys? Going 12 days straight, he needs some coffee. So you can use Buy Me a Coffee or a different Buy Me a Coffee because he got banned off the original one. Or you could do it directly on his website through Super Chats. You can use
So I'll show
Apple
you the
Pay.
account if you want to see
I've
it.
done that. You just can send an anonymous message
That's a great payout.
from Jeffrey
Congrats,
FC. And
1,600.
then
Yeah, it's
there's
all right. It worked
crypto
out
if you
to
want to
about
do that. But
1,100.
um,
I'll have to explain
yeah,
in a separate. Basically, let me get my refund. Once I've got my
yeah.
refund, I'll
Just
tell
leave
you everything.
the link in there. That'll
Absolutely
work.
everything.
Appreciate it. So let's take this. Oh, Silver Sailor, thanks for joining us. Hope
Or
you're
just
doing
ask in
well.
Discord in
We'll give you
private
one
DMs and
minute
I'll tell you there.
about
I
Smelly
can't say
Button. Go
any.
ahead.
I can't say anything online in details
Alrighty, good evening.
that would highlight them in a
From the
negative way.
land of the rising sun. This is today's anti-war veteran minute with Silver Sailor. Here we go. I'll be reading a quote from Dwight D. Eisenhower. Here we goes. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies, in the final sense, a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. Thank you very much. Hi, Mom.
Real
And
quick.
to Silver Sailor's mom. See, Silver Sailor's mom is listening to this multi-stream. And why isn't your mother's listening to this multi-stream? This live
So
spaces on
yeah, and I
YouTube.
funded the
So
personal account.
give it
That's
to
the
your
main thing.
friends and family.
I'm
Give it
coming
to
away
your
from prop
brothers and
firms. I really
sisters.
am.
Give it to your
I'm done with them,
auntie
bro.
and
Honestly,
uncles. Give it to your
my goal was to get
working
100k
colleagues.
in payouts,
Let
yeah,
everybody know about it. It's the
and then
only
have a
place.
100k account.
And I
But
mean only
I'm
place
just
where
gonna
you
go
can
for
really
10k
use
account.
real
Like
information to
I'm just gonna like
counter
keep trading
Zionist
prop firms until I got
propaganda,
10,
this
20k
misinformed
account
narrative.
personal.
And
I'm
they're
just gonna trade
crying.
that.
Did
I'm
you
done with
hear
prop firms. I
what
really am.
Caroline
Like,
Levitt
especially
said?
these shitty
Wait,
ones.
did
They
you hear
have
what
so many
Caroline Levitt
crappy
said?
rules, bro. Are you trading futures too? Nah, I can't trade
Yeah,
futures because
that's
it's M1, man.
What did she say?
fake
It's
news.
impossible.
She's
As
just
in,
I
being
either
well,
trade
blunt.
what she
Forex
said
or I
is,
trade
she
futures. I
said,
can't do both.
Twitter, X isn't real life. It is not the
He
real you.
wants the
Like, don't get your
Elon
news from there
money
because
lols.
they're
Yeah.
afraid of the knowledge that we're
I just
providing
can't,
on
because we
X,
can't be
the
us, man, with these
information we're
produce.
relaying
Honestly, I
via
really
these
can't.
X spaces,
Too
via
much
these
drama, bro.
posts and tweets.
This rule,
They
that rule,
fear
this change,
you
that
and
change.
they
Because we just
know
pay
that
the
you're
traders,
getting the
innit?
truth. So give it out to. Oh, sweet. Nicketh just said,
I
my
mean,
grandma listens to you. Honestly, the boomers love me. I've never met a
so anyway, that
grandparent
was my take on
who doesn't
oil.
love me. All the grannies and granddads love me. Because I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the people.
You're
They all love
annoying, is
me.
what
Not
you
even
are,
nice to the
dude.
grannies
Shut
and
the F
granddads. Shout
up.
out to all the
Sheesh.
grannies and granddads.
You
But
know what?
anyway,
I did like this guy, but now I really don't. He's so
exactly.
annoying.
So anyway, much love to all the grannies.
And then I
And
was watching videos on the guy, yeah. He's all his friends are like flipping Myron Gaines and these guys.
anyway,
They're all
everyone, make
faggots.
sure you are retweeting the space. Make sure
Guys,
you're
friends with
giving
all
the
the
YouTube
faggots and
link to
attention
your friends and
seekers,
family.
bro.
Let's get that YouTube up to
What the
50,000 if
hell?
we can. Okay, let's get back to the space
You know,
because
if
there's too much
you want to
information
talk
there.
about
But anyway,
geopolitics,
back to
yeah.
the space. By the way, guys,
I think
like,
one of my
there's not a
favorite
limit. Like, how many
analysts is
mods
Sami
can you have
Hamdi,
in
bro.
a
The
period of
guy's
time
so
where this
good.
becomes a
The
problem?
guy's so good.
I don't think you're supposed to have more than 2 in a day.
I think it has 200 milligrams. If you check the can, 200 milligrams.
Hey, we can
There's
trade
no more
You
than
together
two
now.
in a
To be
day, I
honest, just
believe.
buy an
you
account
could
then
probably
trade in
take
it.
3
That's
yeah.
it,
Yeah,
done.
I've
2 is
already
a
had two,
lot.
but I
But you
want
have to
more.
take your own trades,
Trust
or
me.
you
Send
can't
me
follow
the
signals. That's not
dosages.
fair.
Is it 200?
It's just a can, bro. It'll
It's
be
on
like
the
300,
can.
won't it? Just get
What's
Well,
true,
it's the
300.
Vi?
other stuff that's in there. It's not the total caffeine
What's
content.
true,
It's all
Vi?
the
Tell me,
other
tell me,
energy
tell me.
stuff.
What's true?
Okay, bro.
Hmm.
Anyway, wait, I have a question. So Silver Surfer just did that, and you don't yell at him and say he's
I've had a
derailing and
liter.
throw him down?
I had a liter. What did he say?
You didn't say Silver Surfer was derailing and you throw him down? The
No,
hell was
I
that
like.
poem he read?
He comes. No, Silver Sailor is like a 1 minute. He'd read something for 1 minute. It's like a thing on the space like once a day. What's wrong with that? You
Oh,
can do that as well, Mundus. Not be on the space and just come and read something for us for one minute.
really? Okay.
You prefer that? The chat might prefer that. Chat, let's ask chat. Chat, would you prefer abundance to only come to the space once a day for 1 minute or 30 seconds just to read a short excerpt, a
Well,
a short few sentences? What do you prefer? Do you prefer him to be on the space, or do you prefer that? It says stay away from Monster. You're in US. You can buy alternatives. What alternatives? Tell me. I'll buy anything. I just need to stay awake.
Ghost is
Just
probably the best. Ghost is the best that's widely available.
okay. I'll
The
get
one,
that.
the Gorilla Mind one I sent you is the best. Period, but you get it online.
Okay, cool. I just need someone to stay awake. Okay,
Yeah,
I just need
Ghost.
someone to stay awake. G, that's it. I'm just like it's the graveyard shift. Okay, we're getting distracted. Let's get back into the conversation. Okay, let me give some breaking news. Breaking news. What's this?
Okay, so what were you talking about? Sorry, what's true? And yeah, just get an account in it, man. Just buy an
I just need to
account
verify
cheap
this
one.
video. Andy
Oil at
Johnson.
78 maybe.
I mean, yeah, going back to what the
Yeah, I
scenarios you were laying
mean,
out earlier with the whole Ukraine war, and then
are you talking
I don't
WTI
know who was
crude or
talking
are you
about
talking
someone
crude or
theorizing
Brent?
like, oh, we'll have American
Crude
and
or
European
Brent?
boots on the ground in Ukraine. I mean, I just don't see that. I mean, I could see Russia using this. I feel like Russia's gonna try to wrap that up in the next year or two because I mean, I just don't see that being
Personally,
something that drags on 5, 10 more years.
honestly,
I mean, at some
WTI, yeah,
point,
I think honestly, if
at
you're
some point,
coming
I mean,
back
the
towards
Europeans. I feel like
75 or
Russia's just gonna
whatever,
wait for the inevitable
basically, I
recession,
think if you're
whether
going
a
sub
recession
80,
in Europe
bro, oil's
happens
not going to go back
with
up
this
again. I
war
really don't see it going back
now,
up. If
or
oil's going to go,
or let's say this war ends
because
soon
literally oil
and the
was at
recession
like
hits in
80,
6 months, a year,
90,
because I mean the
95,
stock
100,
market's
100,
always
500,
saying
115.
a
If you're
recession
going to
is
drop
coming in Russia
below
with their
80 and
oil,
hold that
regardless.
level, bro,
So
we're not going to go back
it's gonna
up.
take a
I
hit,
don't
but
see
it's
it
gonna be
going back
better
up.
off than. I mean, Russia can still trade with China. It's gonna be better off than
Because
others. I
right
feel like Russia's
now,
gonna wait
oil
till a
is being run
recession
off of
and
the
maybe the
politics and
U.S.
stuff like
and
that.
Europe's not
So
as
unless
well able to
they
defend
say that,
Ukraine, I
oh,
feel like
we've
Russia's
reached a
gonna
deal or
make their
whatever, that's
move
gonna
when
crash
the
all
global
their back
recession
down,
hits, and that's
like
when they're gonna
60,
say, you know what, we're gonna
65.
pounce, take our share of
And
Ukraine.
then you could
So I
probably
don't
buy
think
it
that's
again
gonna
in the
turn
hopes it'll
into
go back
some
up. I
bogged
don't know,
down
man. I
forever
think for
war.
me, the buy
I just
zone's
don't
going to
see
be between
European
like
troops
80 and
really willing to
85,
sacrifice
80 and
themselves in
83.
Ukraine. Like they
I just
haven't
got a
really
feeling if
fought
it
in any
comes lower than
unnecessary
80 and we
countries
stay
since
below
going
80,
to
I think that means we're not
some
going to go
countries
up
going
again.
to Afghanistan, but
That's
overall, I
just an
just don't see
opinion.
European troops willing to die in Ukraine. I just don't see that.
Obviously, I
I
could be
mean, do you
wrong.
think that's possible? Russia's just waiting out for a recession to then go full bore into Ukraine?
Well, I would think it has to be one of two things that happen. If that doesn't happen, then the EU will probably break up and splinter off some more. But like, if you look at what the EU is doing right now, they're essentially using Russia to centralize their power and expand their powers more. So if you look at how the leaders talk, it does seem like all of them are supposedly preparing for an extended war with Russia. But you are right. I don't think, the people will necessarily be willing to do it. But, the actual people of Europe really do think of Hitler, like, I'm sorry, really do think of Putin like Hitler. Like they really don't like him, and they have
I
been,
love
they
Putin.
do,
I love
most of
Hitler
them
as
do
well.
believe a lot of the propaganda. And if you look at the political
Hitler knew about the
leadership over
Jews,
there
man. Hitler knew.
outside of Hungary
Hitler knew about
and
the Jews. He knew,
Slovakia,
man.
a
He knew.
lot of their leadership is extremely hawkish, towards Russia. That's aside from, the EU themselves. So all it really takes is Britain or France to send a couple troops, over there. Once they get killed, Article 5 gets triggered, and then America, jumps in.
No,
And
that
that's
actually
just my
doesn't trigger
opinion.
Article
Yeah.
5. Article 5 is only if you get attacked. If you bring troops into an active combat zone, that does not trigger Article 5. If you're bringing troops into into an active combat zone, Russia would have to attack another NATO country.
Got it. Well, you
My
could be
zone is
right
between
about that, but
80.2 and
my only
77.8.
point is, like
Ooh,
I
okay.
highly doubt that America would stand
I,
by
I
and
don't know, man.
let British
Because
and
you
or
think
French
about oil,
troops
yeah.
get killed over
Uh,
there and not do anything about
Tensions
it.
because
I
of
would
oil
expect
is what's gonna keep us
America to
above.
jump
I
in
don't know.
behind
I
them,
just got a
especially
feeling in
because
my
the
mind, yeah,
whole
that
reason
80 and above is
Europe
basically
is
wars and
pushing this
territory
is
oil,
because
and
America
80
was
below 80 is more
responsible
like
for cooling
easing
the
of
government in
issues.
Ukraine
Is what I'm
back in
kind of
2014. But
thinking or
yeah,
feeling,
that's
if that
just my
makes sense.
opinion.
You get what I
I
mean?
just can't see,
I could be completely wrong,
otherwise,
of
why
course, but
wouldn't
just
they
I
have
don't know. I
made a
got a
deal
feeling
like up to
on
this
that.
point? Because it's just gonna wind up in Russia taking all the resources that BlackRock has like had its eye on this whole time. So I don't understand how they can divvy it up unless BlackRock is somehow gonna benefit off the resources if Russia takes control of that land.
Yeah, and I also don't get why. Again, I know I've beat this dead horse a few times, but Russia's a powerful military. Like, if they wanted, they could have rolled through Ukraine. Like, I'm shocked they don't just try to take the whole thing. They've lost what, probably 250,000. They've 250,000 killed or whatever. Ukraine's maybe lost half that. Like, why isn't Russia just taking the whole thing early on instead of grinding this out and losing all these
Yeah,
people?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what to
yeah,
me. Like,
yeah.
that's
From a
what it seems like
technical,
to
yeah,
me in a
yeah.
lot of
Okay, let
different
me have a
ways.
look at it from just a technical
Yeah, I
again.
think the reason why is they're not actually, they would be trying to take over a hostile population because most of Eastern, not Eastern, Western Ukraine does not want to be governed by Russia. So I think their whole goal is not to take over the Ukraine, but to incapacitate its army so it's no longer a threat. And they're trying to minimize civilian deaths. They don't want to kill the women and children, but they want to completely incapacitate the army. But anyway, I gotta
Yeah,
go catch some
basically this
sleep,
key
guys.
area, innit?
Great
Is
conversation.
is this what it is?
Appreciate
This
the
key
mic as
area,
always, Suli.
because
I
that's
know that, good.
75 to
Appreciate you
80.
coming. Like I said, you don't
Obviously, it
need
might be
to
80.2 on like
announce
brokers.
your
You know how
exit.
brokers
There
have
isn't
slight
an
bit difference on
airport.
price. Is
But
it pretty much
thanks for
this
coming in.
level? I'm guessing, yeah.
Let's go to Bill. Bill, thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Give us your thoughts.
That's 75 in it, or do you said 77, 76,
Good,
Bill?
77.8?
good
Yeah,
afternoon.
basically this
Hello,
level here.
I'm
Hello.
happy to be with. I'm happy to be with in same discussion. So let's continue to support with together for follow and follow back, engage, like, shares for everyone. So
His bio said drink less, and I
My
agree with him.
brother, hey, my brother, we need to share and follow each other.
His bio said drink less. I agree with him. Okay,
Yeah.
Bill. What Bill isn't Bill the guy who kept
He's
saying fucking
very
pussy,
immature, isn't he? He's
and
taking the piss
he
out of
was a
black
nice guy,
people,
but
bro.
he
Why are
just
you
couldn't
taking the piss out
understand
of like
when not
the
to
way
interrupt.
like
And now I'm
black
going to
people
him. He's not
talk?
even speaking,
People don't
so
take the
I
piss.
guess we're
He's
gonna have to
what an
drop
idiot,
Bill.
man. I don't like when people do that,
Let
bro.
me
Just
just read
because
the
you're black and you have an
reviews,
accent, you gotta
guys.
take the
Only
piss.
request if
What
you
the
want to
hell?
say something, if you've got some ideas and thoughts,
This area here is what you're
or
talking about on
views or
crude, yeah,
opinions you
for
want to give.
buys.
That would be awesome.
Can you
Let's
see that?
get into some of the
Zios, you
news.
mean? No, that guy
We
who
have
was
it.
saying it
The
was
Economist is
freaking.
reporting the
Apparently, he's a
following: the
Muslim. I
war
don't
is a
know, man.
blow to
These days,
Dubai's
everyone's
business
claiming
model.
Islam, but they don't even
The
know what they're
rulers of the
doing.
UAE have done their best to maintain trust after the war. However, the columns of white smoke, the sounds of missile interception, the roars
His
of
name's
warplanes in the
Ivy.
city,
Apparently,
known
he's a
for its
Muslim. I don't
glitz
know.
and
God
glamour,
knows where
are
he's from.
hard to
He
ignore. The
lives in New York
eerie and
and
frightening
China.
silence also fills most of
And
the
he talks like
atmosphere.
bits like this. When
People
he talks
are
like this, but
leaving
he's taking the piss
Dubai,
out of the brother
and it's no
person.
longer the
Why you
hub it
stupid?
used
Why
to
you
be.
talk like that, oh?
Bloomberg is saying Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and the UAE and Kuwait have cut their oil production by about a third,
Mangi's not
equivalent
even
to
looking, is he, sir?
6.7
Delete.
million barrels per day.
Go
Yes,
back
that's
to GU.
6.7 million barrels per day. What else have we got? The IGC said we downed an enemy Zionist drone of the type of Heron near the capital of Tehran.
Gold is still creeping up slowly. Silver and gold are both kind of range bound, actually,
We've
aren't they? They're
got
not really pushing much. Gold did a lovely move.
Israel Reserve
So did
Major
silver. Silver did a beautiful bounce off of the
Sattler
midline.
said we do not
Or a
have
little
the
faker
ability
and
to
then
give
push higher,
early
however you want to
warnings
view
from
it.
the drones. Early warning from the north, even if it's drones. That is not looking good for the Israelis. Let's go to let's bring this guy up. Actually, I got a question. Right, let's go to Laza Gaming. Laza Gaming, thanks for joining us. Give us your thoughts.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
I, wait,
Go ahead, speak.
I saw this guy in the chat actually.
Yeah, and his name is like shaded for some reason. So what's the reason for that?
Yeah, I thought that too. Also, he maybe because he's subscribed, like
No, I don't think it's
joined
that.
the
But I got loads
membership.
of subscribers. Is it because he's got a big YouTube channel or something?
No, the membership. Oh, it is. Yeah, the check.
Or is it when you've got
Yeah,
a
or
big YouTube
verified.
channel or something?
Yeah, yeah.
See how
Oh,
they
that's
focus on
oh, he's
like
got a tick. Yeah.
stuff like
How do
that.
you get a tick on YouTube?
I think you apply for it, but you if you're like famous,
I'm famous,
yeah, you could get it.
but I've only got 40,000 followers on YouTube, so I'm not sure. Okay. So okay, let's go to bro. See that these YouTubers, bro, they can YouTube, but soon as they get into the big leagues, the pressure gets to them. This is the issue. Soon as they get into the big leagues, the pressure gets to them. Welcome to the real world of politics. This ain't no GTA. This ain't no World of Warcraft or all the rest of it. It's the real world, the real league, the big place. And this world, the real world, is a very scary place. Anyway, let's go to Omar. Omar, I had a question for you. Hope you're doing well. You said the sirens are blazing in Jordan. Give us an update on what is going on in Jordan right now.
I mean, most of the missiles that are coming through Jordan, I mean, they don't come through the city of Amman. They're always on the north or the south, since where that's where the military bases are. But right now, I think they're just flying over Jordan to hit our occupied lands, because no real party has interest in creating a problem in Jordan and start bombarding missiles. Not even Iran. Iran's going to leave Jordan to last, because it's just part of their I think their sixth phase. But for the most part, I mean, everybody's living life. Nothing feels like it's going on, and it's kind of sad where you people hear sirens and they know what's going on and where it's headed and what it's doing to people, but no one
Yeah,
really
sounds
seems to
racist
give a
doing that.
damn.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm sorry to say
He's an
that it could
idiot,
be
bro.
Palestinian,
He's
it
an
could be
absolute idiot.
Jordanian, but people are
No,
so
bro, we
entangled in
got
their
bare
daily
black people
lives
in our
where
stream, yeah? You
nothing
can't
really
be doing
matters.
that,
But
man. It's not fair.
constantly, I think out of the 24
Well,
hours in a
he's
day, we're
Kenyan.
hearing 18, 17 hours
Francis is
of just
Kenyan.
straight up sirens. I mean,
Yusuf was Nigerian.
my house is closed,
You know what I
all the
mean? Can't
windows,
be
all
doing
the
that, bro.
shutters, and you can still hear the sirens. It's
And freaking
crazy.
we're closer to
It
black
literally
people
is
than we
crazy.
are white people, to be honest.
Yeah,
As Southeast
and
Asians.
Gas hasn't gone up here because they've made accords with Russia, with other countries, and they put a Jordanian national to be in charge of this, and he's basically best friends with the king. I mean, I do myself know some insider knowledge here about the Hashemite family, because I'm a part of their consultancy and their Bitcoin reserve that they're trying to do. So you start hearing some stuff here and there, but I don't think I should speak about it at this time.
um, cool. And
Hey,
But
I had
what?
I don't know if I could chime in or ask a quick
yeah,
question.
go for it.
This was to Andy actually, because I was mulling over the prospects of the long term game with Europe and Ukraine. And what would stop the European Union from just basically initiating a draft? I only ask because I know they're dedicating about $1 billion, excuse me, $1 trillion to being ready for direct conflict with Russia by 2030. And if Russia does take Ukraine, that makes, I mean, that is an amount of control over pretty key resources, such as like the world grain supply, for example, that I think has been sort of a huge thing that they've wanted to prevent for quite a while. So from the
I think
European
I'm done,
perspective,
boys. I can't seem
I
to
don't
find
what
anything,
makes you
man.
think that, like, I guess like do you think that perhaps it would kind of be incumbent upon them to
He's
make
looking,
that
but
commitment by 2030, or do you
nah,
just think it's
nothing.
like not
I
possible?
feel like a draft, like people would just not be down to be like just drafting and forcing people into combat in democracies like
According
Europe
to
that
facts,
haven't
Putin and Trump
had that in so
didn't
long. I just
discuss
feel
all the
like
sanctions
that
in
would be a
details.
difficult sell. It's one thing if you can get volunteers. I feel like you could. I feel like between all of the armies, you could probably scrounge up enough volunteers for that war. I mean, between the people that are sitting in the army and then calling up some volunteers, you could probably get enough people. And then again, especially if a recession hits and then there's poverty, oh, you're paying someone the equivalent of what, 100,000 a year or whatever, and who lives in London, and they need 100,000 a year to pay the rent in their tiny apartment. They'll sign up probably.
Yeah, no, I could see, I could totally see that, but then um another thing too is
Who's
the
going to war for
conversation
100
from
grand to pay
Trump
rent for an
has
apartment?
sort of
Are you not
been
dumb?
putting the initiative in
You
the
not hearing
Europeans
this?
to target, or rather to militarize and to fund
What
their
the
own
hell? What guy is
defense,
going to war, bro, just so he can pay rent
apparatus,
on
if
his
you
house? Are you
will,
dumb?
without the
I'm
United
going to war
States'
so I can
help.
own the land.
And there's this back and forth conversation of, well, is Europe going to
Stupid.
be vassalized by the United States? And we've also seen a lot of communication, at least with Europe and Asia, directly and indirectly, almost as if to say, hey, well, we don't think the United States is a stable and secure partner. You know, the green, what's it called?
Oh,
Greenland fiasco,
footage of attack
of
on
last year, and
Israel. I like
some of the
that.
visits to China,
Very, very
even
nice.
some of the indirect buying
Very,
of
very
oil from
nice.
Russia, which I understand is a necessity. But it's sort of like it's definitely a precarious position that Europe is in, right? Because in some essence, they, in their minds, feel like they have to stop Russia in the quote unquote incursion into Ukraine and potentially takeover of Ukraine. But then on the other end, it doesn't seem like they can necessarily afford it at all. So what do they do? You know?
Do they need to stop them from taking Ukraine? If they get Ukraine, who cares? They're not going to go in the rest of Europe because that triggers Article 5. Like, if they get Ukraine, honestly, who cares? I'm not one of these people that's simping for Ukraine. Like, Russia's not going to go in and torture the people. They're not, this isn't Japan in World War II. They're not going to go in and rape women or something. Like, this is a moral army. Like, the numbers of civilians they've killed is a small fraction of what's gone down in Gaza. They're not going to raise the thing to the ground. So if they take Ukraine, there's not going to be atrocious war crimes. Women aren't going to be tortured or anything. So like at the end of the day, like I'm not going to like it's again, it's up to Europe. Like I can't control what Europe does, but it's not in Europe's best interest, as people in the space have said, to commit economic suicide for Ukraine. And I
I agree. I agree, but do you think there's been some permanent damage done by the Europeans? Because again, like a lot of those lives that have been lost already, Russian lives, is really like on Ukraine, on Europe's hands. I mean, the way that they've given material to Ukraine and the way that they've supported Ukraine. I mean, it seems like if you're Europe, the equivalent is sort of like, if you do somebody harm and if you kill some of their family members and they end up getting exactly where they were going to go anyway, and now they're at your front door. Now you have to sort of look over your shoulder because it's sort of like a self fulfilling prophecy. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yes. So are you kind of saying like the sunk cost, like well they've already sunk monies into it, so it may as well kind of go all the way in?
Yes, exactly. They literally have, because without Ukraine they can't leverage Ukraine. And the whole point of the war from the beginning, from their perspective, and the whole point of trying to get Ukraine into NATO, for example,
According to
and going
civil
back on the Minsk,
aviation,
violating the Minsk
Iraq
agreements
extends
repeatedly,
airspace
and
closure for
Merkel and
72
them were
hours.
saying, hey, we're not going to even adhere to Minsk, right? They never really planned on cooperating with Russia whatsoever. It's always been, that seems to have always been the goal for a pretty, like, it's been a terminal
No,
goal for
no.
Europe, right? So I guess that's why it's tough to
UJ did
look at
a
that.
40 pip
The
move.
equivalent that I see
Ultimately,
when it comes to
GJ
Ukraine
did
and Europe
a
is how
38
Israel
pip
looks at
move.
Iran.
Yeah.
I see
GU
a
did
lot of
a
similarities there.
GU did 30 pip move and then range. Euro did a
Except they're not
19
gonna be
pip
able to
move and
collapse
then pretty
Russia. I
much
mean,
range. So
Iran, you could see like Russia's never gonna get
the
invaded
moves were pretty
per
much
se.
London Open, and that was about it.
They're not gonna
After
like
London Open, it just
Russia's a
turned
nuclear
into a
power. They're
chop
not gonna
slash
invade
range
Russia.
fest.
It's a
So
suicide mission.
that's fine, I
Oh,
suppose.
for sure. But even then, like with Ukraine, I think they consider Ukraine
Do you guys have
to
anything you
be
want to
a
talk
critical
about or not?
check
Because if not,
based
I'll
on Russia. That's how
probably
they
cut the
consider it,
stream
right?
because I
In
don't
essence,
look at
it's
my
how
prices right
Israel
now. I
looks
don't
at
see price suddenly
Iran.
going up and
Israel
taking the
considers Iran. I think
highs
we can
of
all pretty
London
much
or
safely say
Frankfurt or
Israel
taking the London
doesn't,
high or London low
they think
in the
that
next
their
10, 15
existence
minutes, in
is
all honesty.
compromised by the existence of Ukraine. Excuse me, of
Close
Iran,
that
Well,
right?
their
down.
ability
They
to
think
nuke
that,
Greater
yeah, yeah.
Israel is, yeah, not their existence. Their ability to occupy the entire Middle East is.
Right, and they've gone about it in an almost like existential threat way, where it's like if there is an Iran and if it is not our puppet, then we are not safe and we are on the verge of death. Like, that's how they. And I think Europe has taken a similar approach when it comes to Russia and its operation in Ukraine, because now they continue to again rouse up like Poland, and they antagonize Belarus, and they really like a lot of the states that are nearby. They are already sort of putting out the narrative that, oh well, yeah, after Ukraine is taken, these states are next, right? It's very similar to what Israel is doing, um, and it kind of tells you where their heads are at. So I guess that's why it seems like it's kind of credible, even though I don't know how they'll do it. It seems credible that they will try to achieve this 2030 agenda, and it's probably going to get a lot of Europeans killed. But I just wanted your thoughts on that.
Yeah,
Just in
I mean,
general.
after this war in Iran, I wouldn't rule anything off the table. Like, I mean, we're not dealing with rational actors here. I mean, the difference though is in Europe there are political consequences because you don't have the two-party system, so there are a lot more political consequences. So are these leaders willing to commit political suicide? Is any boots on the ground? You have political suicide. There's political repercussions. You don't have racial polarization where
Yeah, some
every
sells on
election where the
JPY
elections are
pairs.
going to be
Like what? Like
relatively
what? So
close no
where are
matter
you
who's
looking?
in, and you have both parties working
To
together.
be
People
honest, I
tend
want
not to
price to take
necessarily.
out
There
those
is
highs and
actual
stuff
electoral
before dropping down.
consequences
In
to
my
this,
personal
to
opinion,
doing a boots on the ground.
that's what I
Like,
would
you could have
prefer.
a scenario where you get
Because if
a
you go
wave
on
of isolationism and
M5, yeah,
nationalism and deport all the
it's
immigrant
still
parties
like sat in that range. I
across
would want
every
price to come
election
take
as a
that level
result
out
of
and then
boots
drop
on the
down on
ground
GJ.
across every country if natural disaster. Like, imagine you have 10,000 Germans die, or let's say 20,000
Yeah,
Germans,
so I'll keep that on
20,000 French,
M5 so you
20,000
can
British,
see. And then on
and
UJ,
then you could
pretty
have
much the same
an
sort of thing,
extremist
to
party
be
in Germany
honest.
rising,
I'd want
extremist
price to
party in
come
France,
take the
extremist
London
party in
high,
Britain. Like,
bounce off of the midline, and then drop down.
there's electoral backlash to all of this, and they have to factor that in. Like, all the incumbents get voted out. This isn't America, where it's polarized in congressional districts.
Oh, that's a great point, and Putin. I think that could be exacerbated by the economic hardship that Europe is probably most likely in store for and has already dealt with. Putin pretty much floated out like yesterday. I think that he might completely phase out natural gas to Europe entirely, just like completely phase it out, and kind of say, hey, look, it's on you guys. You guys did this, and that would crush Europe. I mean, Europe needs Russian oil. I haven't seen a second. I haven't seen a backup plan. I'll say that. I haven't seen a European backup plan as to how to deal with its energy crisis that's been ongoing since 2022. They've bit the bullet really since then, and now obviously with everything going on in the Gulf, it seems like things have only gotten worse. Or rather, it's been exacerbated. The pain is kind of like amplified by an order of magnitude. So I guess, yeah, I don't know. I think that to your point, the incumbents would get wrecked. That's all you need. I mean, economy and energy issues are going to wreck the chances of any incumbent.
Oh,
That's just how that goes.
GJ's
Speaking of
coming up.
breaking news,
Wait a second.
breaking
Mwangi, you know
news.
what?
We now
I'll stay
have
for another 15
images
minutes.
of. I'm just gonna tweet
Cut
this.
it.
We now
What do you
have
mean cut it?
images of the debris of the Israeli
There's a
Herod tank drones that was
possibility
destroyed by the IRGC
nothing happening.
over the
No, no, wait.
skies of
UJ's coming up
Tehran.
for these highs. You
So
might be able to get
that
dropped
we
down.
also, oh, as I tweeted out.
Also,
Let me
this
just
did
do some more of the
exactly what I
breaking news
wanted
that I've
it
got
to
now.
do.
Okay, let's see.
That's me, damn it. Build up and
There's
took those highs. I would have been
enemy
better if it kind of
Israeli
like
artillery
if it
targeting
went
the
like
outskirts of
here
Kafr Shuba
and then
man
dropped
with
down.
phosphorus
But yeah,
shells.
GU did exactly what I wanted it to
We
do
also
pretty
have
much. There was no entry though. Typical GU.
okay, here in
Sorry, I
Gaza,
said GG, I meant
since the
GU. Typical
ceasefire in Gaza,
behavior.
there's been
And then on
649 people killed,
EU, build up, sweep tip, break
17,730 people
structure, pull
injured,
back into that
and this is
zone, break structure again, no pullback.
the
God damn
alleged
it.
ceasefire on October the 11th. So it shows you that ceasefire was
God
indeed
damn
a
it.
fake ceasefire, as per what we said. Israel
So
is
EUG did
attacking
what I wanted. I drew
Lebanon
those
right now,
zones out
and there
ages
is
ago
heavy
and
drones
literally
coming
worked
out of
out
Shiraz
perfect.
airport
It'll happen.
as
It'll
well.
happen. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it now.
That is happening right now as
On
well.
UJ, I just closed all my accounts as well. God damn it. Let me reopen my accounts again because I didn't think I was going to catch a trade.
Okay, let's go
But there's a
to
possibility now. So let me
Staffan.
just
Staffan, thanks for
reboot
joining us. Hope
everything
you're doing
up
well.
again.
Hello, thank you very much. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Great. I was just listening into the conversation about the Europeans here, and as a European, I'm from Sweden. I figured it would be a quite important point to add that Europe really is distinctively different countries, and the idea of a draft in Europe as a collective, there's no really infrastructure for that at all. I mean, all the armies are individual countries' armies. So I think that would be almost impossible the way it looks right now. And it's a ton of different interesting discussions going on this space, by the way. Wanted to add that.
What's your thoughts on the war with Iran?
It's very hard to say. I mean, I've been listening to your space for a while. I've been listening to a few other ones as well, and I tend to follow along on YouTube and other sources. Try to get as many as I can, because I feel if you just start listening to like one primary news source, then you are screwed, because so much of the fog of war right now, it's almost impossible to determine what's happening.
Yeah, so what is your thoughts on the war?
Well, I believe, honestly, I'm not sure that even my opinions are, how do you say it? Sorry. I don't think they're really relevant in a way, because I'm just a dude, you know. I try to stay informed, but what I'm seeing is a potential fall of the American empire, and I think it's both terrifying and sometimes I could see a light at the end of the tunnel, because something else will be coming. But I'm not so sure that what's coming will be same but different, you know. It could be both different and different. It could be something completely new. It doesn't have to be Chinese hegemony or a multipolar world. It could be something. There is always a third option. So
That's an interesting
I'm
take.
sorry, the space just jumped. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, great. Yeah, so those are basically my thoughts.
All right,
We
so
just
all
need
the
to wait
accounts are
and
loaded
see.
back up again.
Obviously, the Americans and Israelis made the biggest mistake of their lifetimes attacking Iran. It seems. It's either that or I'm completely fooled, and I'm open for both. But I wanted to just end this by adding another European perspective, like I was in the beginning. And the first thing there, I said that all the countries are very different. And when you listen to geopolitics in general, it tends to always focus on the central countries like Germany, the Brits, the French, the Italians. The Nordics is really we're like almost separated by Central Europe in many ways. I think we have almost the possibility to sustain ourselves with oil from Norway, and we have technique and military capabilities and so on from Sweden and Finland, and you have lots of food production and so on and so forth in Denmark. You have water. You basically have everything you need. So I mean, have you guys considered the Nordic countries as being like a separate entity from Europe, or are you considering it as a part of the whole Europe structure? That would be interesting.
Why are they talking about
I do see,
geography?
yeah, I do see all these countries as separate entities, especially Norway. Norway has its own sovereign wealth fund, so they're uniquely positioned in a more better situation than the rest, right? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, as a Swede, you usually think back at the incredible stupidity that Norway actually offered. They wanted a piece of, I think it was Volvo, the car company, and a few other things, and we would basically share the oil, but we said no way. Yeah, that was one of the big blunders from Sweden. I mean, we used to be one country if you go back several hundred years in what's called Kalmar Union.
Come on, UJ, just give confirmation for drop and give me an entry, and I'll bloody take it.
I think when you talk about countries,
Even if it's partials, that's enough to get a payout on the 100k. Probably like 1-2k. I'll take that still.
Finland and Denmark to some extent. Yeah, probably Denmark as well. We wouldn't hesitate a second, actually, to support each other if we were dragged into a war.
And just from a European perspective,
Oh, I'm Albay. I'm Albay.
Okay, yeah, just from a European perspective, a couple of questions.
Chilverna.
What's your thoughts on
Dada
the energy crisis that is befalling Europe? It does seem like Europe, without a shadow of a doubt,
welcome to Stratton
is in a much more
Oakmont.
worse situation than anybody in the entire world. It does seem like they're subservient to the United States of America and actually maybe being
Silver
vassalized
going
even
up.
more so into the United States of America.
You like
based
oil,
on the
yeah?
level of reliance that they're going to have. What's your thoughts on that? And then I've got a couple of more questions for you. And then the other part of it is what's your concerns about the energy crisis that's going to occur or is occurring in Europe?
Yeah.
Love oil.
Honestly, I'm
Are you still in
sure.
UAE?
I come
Well,
from a
how's the situation in UAE?
Almost nobody uses gas at home in Sweden for like cooking food.
Okay, not okay, safe, not safe, alive, not alive.
We have changed that. I believe it's the same in Norway. I don't really know about Finland and Denmark. Denmark, I believe, use more gas than the other countries.
They keep bombing, but we dodge.
Uses cars.
Don't worry, one day they're gonna hit. Not you, of course, but like the rest of the
it's
people.
Extremely popular, and we can produce and sustain our own electricity. So it might be that the Nordic again can survive this if they isolate themselves from the market. However, in Europe, I know Germany is highly dependent on this, and I mean the Nord Stream, who got blown up, it's a huge problem right now for Germans, I would guess. And I'm not too knowledgeable about the energy market of Europe, to be honest, to be able to answer that really good, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, fair enough. And what's your thoughts about?
I just got the payout from Quantaco. I've not had any more trades. The markets have been drock. I've been calling price action pretty well, I suppose. Just issues with getting swerved, getting missed, invalidations getting in the way, then price flies without me. Yeah, pretty much it, really. Usual M1 stuff, usual stuff.
We'll see. I mean, when it comes to Ukraine, it affects
But I've got the one from Quantaco now.
When it comes to this war between Iran and the US and Israel, of course, it affects us.
Yeah, it's okay, bro. It's pro and con of trading M1. I don't mind it because it just means I'm chilling loads. I'm not exposed in the market too much, and it just means my trades are best quality, if that makes sense. So I don't mind that. I'm happy with it. What they ask? Oh, I recorded it. They just ask, oh, do you actually take the trades yourself? Tell us about how you trade. What trades have you taken? How's your trading journey? How's your trading experience? That's it. But lami gal hai bhai, lami gal.
Yeah.
A few years ago, right? Yeah, that's how I found you. And
really appreciate the conversation, and I
Nah.
really want to share that what you guys
Me
always
ban
say,
ki
that
din yara, me
it's so
ban ki
important,
din
it's
utu.
vitally important that you don't just stick to your
Pe
own
out date banin the fevio.
sources and your own people that you tend to trust, that you go to multiple different sources, to different opinions. You listen to both Bill Maher and hear what he has to say, and then you go and you listen to Kyle Kalinske and you hear what he has to say, and then you go and listen to Breaking Points and you hear what they want to say, and you go and listen to everyone else and try to understand what they are trying to try to understand where they're come from. I think that's one of the most important parts if you want to understand what's going on in the world, is that you don't stick to a narrative and you try to really listen into what different people are saying who comes from completely different, and then you add it all to a basket, make it cook, and then you see, all right, so this is most likely the closest to the truth. That's how I try to do it, at least.
Yeah.
That's yeah, I agree with you there. You need to have a
But
different
alhamdulillah, I got what I wanted.
Although Bill Maher, I think you'd lose quite a lot on
I got what I
by
wanted.
listening to him.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I get your overarching.
I don't listen to that guy anymore.
Yeah, I get your overarching perspective, and yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for
2 minutes left, Mwangi,
and
for me to take an
yeah,
entry. I
come on the podcast
doubt it's going to happen.
Appreciate it. Omar, were you something in terms of you? I saw you unmute your mic. Was there something you wanted to add?
Oh yeah, if you just give me a few minutes, let everybody else or
Go
someone else
fill in the
speak.
bases. What do you
I'm taking
mean?
care of something and looking at some news,
And
and
then
then
Bashi the videos.
update you guys as soon as I can.
Yo!
Great. Okay, let me give some news to you guys. Wait, I'm on the wrong page. 1 second. I'm just gonna give you some news and then okay.
You know, networking's a really good thing. Now that you're talking about networking, basically. You need to find the right people.
Okay, so we have
Done.
oh sweet. Let me bust this out.
Absolutely cooked on that one.
So Israel is bombing Lebanon right now, obviously, and Israel is bombing Iran as well. Let me bring thinking about make some money. No, there's no space right now. For the content. Let me just give you some more news. Let me just post this out first though. Give me 2 seconds. So the news is that right now the breaking news is Israel is bombing Lebanon, and Israel is also bombing Israel's bombing Lebanon and is bombing Iran. So yeah, we've got footage coming out of that. And what else?
My other monitor should be here soon.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this to you guys. I posted this an hour ago, but I forgot to mention it to you guys. U.S. and Israel hit another school in Iran. Israel and the United States hit
That's
another
what
school
disgusting
in Iran.
idiots,
This
man.
time they hit the Khomeini school in Western Iran, and that has been reported by Fars News. So Israel did hit another.
What's wrong with Muslims, bro? And they're blowing up kids, yeah? They're just like, we're still not gonna get involved. We're still not gonna talk about it. We need to look at the economy. Wow.
What you call it again?
Wow.
What to call it again? Iranian officials say that Israel's hit 20 schools and 11 hospitals.
Astaghfirullah.
20 schools and 11 hospitals have been hit by the US and Israel in
And
Iran.
they're not all by IRGC facilities like they tried to lie.
Exactly. And then according to CNN, they're saying they confirmed that the school in Minar was hit, where, as you know, about 175 girls were killed. 2 schools in Parand, and then damage and hits to multiple hospitals. And the World Health Organization, said that 13 health sites have also been impacted by this. So it's very much the Israeli way of warfare, which the United States of America has learned.
Right, guys, I'm done.
Away with, and now it seems they're replicating
No new
those
trade.
actions of hitting schools,
Analysis was pretty much good, to be fair. Just couldn't catch a clean entry. It is what it is. I'm not really bothered. Just keep waiting for the next trade. I got my personal account now. I'm happy with that. Once I get the refund on the 200k account, that account will go up to about 1600. Every pair's going to go towards funneling that account. I'm not going to pay myself any money, bro, for at least another year and a half. I need to get that
Hey,
account
one
to
thing
like
I
20,
noticed, I don't know if
30k,
I can just add
40k.
real quick,
I need to
really quick.
grow it ASAP.
Well, yeah. Well, anytime like I've seen Israel send bombs to Lebanon, it's usually going to be in the southern part, of course, because of that's where Hezbollah is understood to be. But when they send their attacks, it's usually at residential buildings. At least every video that I've seen has been in residential areas, and it's not like what we've seen with drones in the Gulf states from Iran, where they're very targeted and precise strikes. They just full blown take down residential blocks in the middle of the night or the day and kind of leave nothing behind. So, kind of just adding to what your point is of the Israeli way, so to speak, they don't really have much regard for human life in these attacks.
Yeah, inevitable. Adding on to that, we've had the evidence, the preponderance of evidence in what they did in Gaza. Just check some of the recent aerial footage of what Gaza looks like. It's not even imaginable. And then to add on to that, I was
This guy's
physically
voice
in
really
Beirut,
pisses me off.
Lebanon,
Anyway,
1982, the
boys,
U.S.
I'm
Navy,
gonna have
and
to cut the
witnessed the
stream there.
most
There's no
heinous
trade, unfortunately.
devastation. And
That's
I
fine.
kept
I'm literally
asking
okay
myself,
with that.
what
Got
the
no
hell?
issue whatsoever.
These are literally
Um,
civilian. These are
I'm
civilian
gonna
apartment.
look at New York,
These are
see what New
buildings,
York has to
offices,
offer.
shops. The people, the
And then
shopkeepers
we'll
are
go
out
from there,
literally
to be
living in the
honest. But that's
street.
about it from my
It
side
was
of things, man.
phenomenal. I mean,
There's not
I
much
can't
else
go on. I've got to restrain myself
from
from
me.
just letting loose with the outrage that the world is now experiencing from these genocidal, pathological maniacs.
Have you guys got anything you want to ask before I go?
No, to your point, yeah, and that's something Israel's vowed to continue until Hezbollah disarms, right? But yet, the leadership in Lebanon kind of agreed to the decision for the disarming for them. But so Hezbollah themselves says, no, we're not going to disarm, and the leadership in Lebanon says, oh yeah, they will, and let's make sure that we have this pact in order to uphold that, and so now what if you're a regular person, who's just living there, you don't really have a choice. You're between a rock and a hard place. You have this installed leader on one hand who's making agreements for you on your behalf, and you have Hezbollah, who is of course part of a greater operation, but um essentially you're caught in the middle, if you will. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty rough.
Absolutely. Can you imagine? Just picture, just picture for a second. You're walking into this landscape that you can only see in a movie, but you're seeing it in real life. And what hits the eyes, what is one thing, but the smells I will for the rest of my life never forget. The burning, it just unbelievable, and the animals, dead animals in the street. And, they had their makeshift morgues and stuff. But understand this: the
Going down on what?
people
Going down on what?
were just like, "Hello, how are you?" Or talking. I brought a
We going down.
Sunday morning a
Why?
boat.
What?
I was a boat officer. Went to the shore. We brought on
Okay.
civilians,
Peace out, Wangi. I'll see you lot
and
later anyway, yeah?
many of them were
Hit like if you haven't, and then,
Christian
as I said,
Orthodox, right?
I'll
And
probably
we're
look at New York,
talking.
see
I'm
what New York
Christian,
says.
and
If
we're
not, I'll see you lot
talking. I'm like,
tomorrow.
wait, what? And they're
Peace
like,
out.
yeah, we just have been going through hell, and oh, what a beautiful day, and we have to have hope. And I'm like, oh my dear God. It must be stopped. And I want any listener to think, oh, listen to you. You're cheering every time maybe Suleiman says, oh, boom, boom, Tel Aviv. You know why we're cheering? For God's vindication. God is not mocked. Israel is under derision. Please study that word, derision, and also study the word existential and asymmetrical. And I'll land it there.
Well, look, Beirut has been under attack for the last 2 years without any sort of break. To Europe, like specifically Beirut, even though there's been supposedly a ceasefire, Beirut hasn't stopped receiving attacks. So I totally understand where you're coming from as far as how uh, how you feel. I'm pretty much with you, man.
Let me just drop the links in the chatty chat, and then we are goody to go.
We
So
where's it gone again? Some more
that one
breaking news.
there.
Breaking news. Okay.
That one,
We've got
yeah.
this. The Economist says Trump will stop
And
the
that
war
one, yeah.
immediately. His
Perfect. Peace out.
unreasonable
Bye.
war with Iran can turn into